You're listening to Power Stance Gaming Podcast, the #1 podcast for gaming and hobby banter. With your hosts, Jacob, Greg, and Muddy.
G'day everyone, Jacob Corner here, Power Stance Gaming. Great to be with you on this fine evening.
The weather has been beautiful, hasn't it?
It has been. It's perfect weather for golf, some would say.
Yep, getting sunburnt, I would say as well.
I bet it rains.
Oh, don't be like that.
I bet it does.
He's such a downer. Debbie Downer.
I have to bring lots of
So on the mics tonight, we've got myself, Jacob Connor. I'm your host. We have Mr. Gregory Millsop.
Great drop, Jacob.
Thank you. The coffee porter goes down a treat. And Miss Debbie Downer. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Otherwise known as Mr. David Muddy Muddyman.
Up.
So, lads, what's been happening?
Heaps. School holidays, just over.
I know, first day back at work today.
How'd you go?
I love my job.
Yeah, you like looking at Workbench Wednesday, you've smashed out a fair bit of work, haven't you?
I have, yeah. Well, school holidays are great for getting backlog cleared.
Yep.
So, probably painted 30 models in the holidays.
Wow.
So,
Your Rumble Slam stuff?
Rumble Slam stuff, had the Necromunda stuff, some moderns, a little bit of 40k. Did some work on some Space Marines.
Really?
Yeah, well,
The
they were
Primaris
just
gear?
sitting there. They haven't been touched in about 9 months, so I thought, yeah, I'll crack some of them out.
We'll have to have a game of that one day.
I would love to play some more 40k.
Yeah.
I'm sure later this year we'll take another look at it. That was one of the things to do, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
Listeners are dying in anticipation to know whether you still hate it.
I didn't hear that.
Well, the problem is the rulebook hasn't got any shorter. You do know that, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's got longer now with the release of all the new books.
Yeah,
Again.
you've got to read your codexes and
Yes.
expansions. And
I'm sure part of the, I could be wrong, but I'm sure whenever they were doing the whole rewrite, no, you don't have to buy any more books. It's all going to be consolidated. It's all going to be streamlined. And here we are, less than a year later, and codexes aplenty.
Oh, the Necrons were the latest one too, weren't they?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they said they were going to put it all in. I think they were going to consolidate everything they had, but then
Right.
re-release
For the
all
transition.
the new stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
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 I think that was what some of the dirty bits were, because you might have had to buy a transition book, and then you might have been one of the first actual books. So
Right.
then you would have made a double purchase.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, no, thanks. Thanks for noticing my contribution. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
You've been
Yeah.
smashing it out. What about you?
What have I been doing? Painting some historicals. I think I finished off the auxiliaries, didn't I?
You did?
I did. Numidians are done, and I've started work on a elephant for the Macedonians, so that's coming along nicely. But I've been a little bit sidetracked. With not only where you guys have been on holidays, so I've had the kids home and going to work as well. So
Oh, that sucks.
yeah, that's been a bit heavy. But now that school's back on, going to work still, but at least I don't have to worry about them so much. Yesterday, I took the little fella to EB Games,
Nice one.
and you always know you're gonna walk away with a bag of something when you go in there, because it's always got sales on. Have you ever noticed that? It's always 30% off or 50% off or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Anyway, so I go in, and what did I see? Wrestling.
Yes.
And I got the AFL game on the Xbox as well. So we had a couple of games last night with the wrestling. The little fella's basically beating me up already with his John Cena. The Ultimate Warrior's not doing so well.
Oh, has it got all the old names as well?
Yeah.
Get on. I just thought it'd be like current dudes.
No, it's not just that. They got different iterations of the same guys as well. So there might be like the 1998 character and then the 2001 version. So like Undertaker, I think he's got 3 or 4 different versions.
Wow.
Kane's got a few versions. Undertaker, there's just the one. But Goldberg's got a couple. So we played a few games last night, and then I get this tapping on me this morning to, Dad, yeah, we gonna come play some wrestling? I was like, all right, just let me have some quick drink, and I'll come play. So we've been pretty much smashing that out all day. And we've been playing Royal Rumble and the lot. Yeah, it's good fun.
So is it the old push the button really fast on the old controller.
No,
So,
there's all these like
like
combos and reversals. There's heaps of reversals.
like Street Fighter combos. Like you'd have to.
No, nothing like that. It's more. I haven't got like we're only just into it, and I'm not great with the trying to figure out where all the buttons are and whatnot on the remote. But it's more like punch, kicks, and all this sort of thing. But then you can hit the speed buttons to jump and hit, and but the big one is the reversals. And then as you build up like momentum, you get your signature move will come up and it'll flash in Y, like a Y. And when you get that, you hit that. And then you got the pin. Pin's the beat. It'll flash up pin when you knock them down.
Yeah.
And it does the counting. And it's pretty cool. You'd pick it up pretty quick. You won't be a master at it, but you can pick it up pretty quick.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like real wrestling, watching it, like where you get like you're almost dead, and then all of a sudden you come back to life, and you smash the body.
Yeah,
It's kind of like real wrestling, but either player can win.
And you can pick up the stairs and hit each other with the stairs.
Brilliant.
There's the chair
Can you
matches.
get on top of the turnbuckle?
Top of the turnbuckles. You can punch on out in the backstage before the thing even happens.
Yeah. Can you get blood packs to make it look like you're bleeding?
This guy.
What are you talking about? It's real.
It's real.
What are you on about? What do you watch?
Yeah,
You must watch a different show to what we watch. Like
so anyway, leaving Jacob out of this. Yeah, no. So you should grab it because I was going to suggest we'll punch on with your boys.
We will Twitch stream that for sure.
Yeah, so my clan versus your clan one night.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
do that.
Yeah.
So, because we're going to bring it this weekend, but we can't because my Xbox gets smashed over the weekend. And I imagine so did yours.
Yeah. We'll tee it up. And DT, if you're listening, buddy, wrestling 18.
Get wrestling on. Get your wrestling on.
Yep.
You're not keen to get some wrestling on?
I kind of want to buy it just to beat you guys.
Yeah, you will. I know. The little
Actually,
fella's kicking my ass already.
Jacob's a master at the old
Yeah.
the old
Because
controller.
it gets to certain things because in the Royal Rumble you got to toss them over the thing.
Yeah.
And you got to try and fight it, but the buttons keep changing to do it. And I've got to sit there and look down at it. And the missus was like yelling, "Okay, why?" And I'll be pick why. And then she go X, and I'll go, "Oh yeah, X."
So you got the missus in your corner as well.
Yeah.
Shouting out.
And I'm still-
She's over with the sponge
and I'm
and
still
the magic
getting-
sponge.
Yeah, and I'm still getting thrown out.
So you're not flash at quick time events. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no,
All right,
no,
okay.
no. Yeah, the little fella's doing all right. Not me.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I
it's
like the
good
way
fun.
she's not supporting him.
Yeah. But crack on, grab it. It's well worth it. It's a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, why not? That'd be sounds cool.
Yeah.
Especially Ultimate Warrior.
All right.
It does the whole, and he does the whole. When he
No way!
Yeah.
He grabs the ropes.
Yeah, he does the whole run because he runs into the. That does the whole entrance. Yeah. Does the whole. Yeah.
It's cool.
All right, let's bring the testosterone levels down just a peg. And
It's just like
Greg,
cricket. It's just like
You know
cricket.
what I haven't looked up? I haven't seen if the Legion of Doom's in there though.
Oh, I get stuff.
I'll have to have a look. I'll have to have a look.
Wicked.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look. Big Boss Man, that's all in there.
no way!
Yeah, Boss Man's in there.
I forgot about
I
him.
need to get
Andre.
the mop out in a minute. It's,
Of course, the Hulkster.
Actually, I don't know. He might be an additional purchase. I went.
He's
quickly
probably
flipped.
his own trademark.
He probably sued him or something.
Yeah, he's probably like, you're not having my name.
Yeah, but all the Stings are in there, all the 15 versions of Sting and everything else. Yeah, all the if you're into the women's wrestling, they're all in there. Yeah, I'm just some people, but I do like using Goldberg. Yeah, but anyway, enough wrestling news.
Yeah,
cool. No, that's great. That's great. How was WrestleMania?
It was awesome. 4.5 hours of awesomeness.
You're bringing it this weekend, aren't you?
It's 4.5 hours.
You're bringing it this weekend.
I can bring it. Yeah,
I'm trying to be interested in your thing. All right.
Yeah. I hadn't watched one for a while, and I was absolutely blown away with just how good all the stage lighting and the sound productions and everything is, and just those stadiums are absolutely packed to the rafters. It's crazy.
Well, like 80,000 stadiums, aren't they?
Yeah, it was. It was a sellout, 80,000.
Yeah, it's big,
That's just
big
blows
money.
my mind. Yeah.
And you're just watching a little spec as well.
Yeah, I don't know how much the guys would at those obviously like screens
Dude,
because
what's
you
a
wouldn't be
big
able to
screen,
see
wouldn't it?
anything.
Yeah.
But just the lighting and the actual presentation, it's like a rock concert. Like it's better than a rock concert. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to go. It's on my things to do. My
That
bucket
would
list.
actually
I'd love
be
to go.
that would actually be one of the things that like you'd just blown away to go see. Yeah.
I think they were here. Weren't they here like a year or two
Yeah,
ago?
but I think they were really sort of puss wrestlers that came out.
Well, because Ultimate Warrior's not there anymore. You know what I mean?
No, but like even for today's one, so we're just
Oh, right.
like,
Like the B grade ones.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're D grades actually.
Yeah, right. Okay. The one's about to retire.
Basically. Yeah.
Still, it'd be cool though.
But talking what we've been up to, I guess the biggest thing would be from your little event, buddy. Do you want to?
Yeah, you want to tell us what happened on the
share?
weekend?
Like that's probably the biggest thing we've been
The
into.
Alpha Bravo Charlie big playtest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was magic. It was massive actually, because I probably spent about a good week, if not longer, planning it. So printing all the stuff out, making sure everyone had the right stuff, and we had 8 players. We'd planned it for a bit, and I was nervous on the Saturday morning, and we kicked off about 12:30 at the Magic Vault, which was the first time some of the players.
Yeah, first time for me.
Mm.
Yeah, good little venue.
Which is magic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
And we played 3 games, different missions. We had 2 players that had never played before, so that was a big test to see if the rules and the system would sort of translate to an easy learning rule set. And look, the feedback's been magic. The guys said that the guys had never played before. So big shout out to Sam and Nathan. Said it was easy to pick up. One of those games were easy to learn, difficult to master, which was a big tick in the box for the game.
That's something you've said all along. You want to people able to pick it up, but yeah.
Yeah, but different elements of strategy, and they got it. Sam was saying that the fact you got to plan ahead, and the fact you don't know what you can't telegraph what your opponent's doing, was excellent. So overall, it was a success. We went across the road to the pub for beers and a feed afterwards, and everyone was pretty stoked. And I intentionally sort of sat back and just wanted to see what people were going to talk about and have a bit of a chat about. And it was interesting that the conversation flowed on from the game and different aspects of the game. I thought, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty cool. So yeah, it was a big eye opener for me, and keen. Something like that really invigorates you and really gives you energy to go. You know what? Gives you drive, and you go, fantastic, right? We've got a good product. Let's make it great and push it forward. So from that, I've got a couple of things to do. We're going to meet tomorrow night to go through the rules, which is going to be excellent. I'll give the go ahead to the sculptor to do more sculpts, which is great, and we've got the graphic designer on board. So everything's pointing in the right direction. So I'm very excited.
Nice, coming along really well.
And your views for the day?
I thought it was shit.
And how many games did you win?
That's why I thought it was shit. I won the main game, actually. The football. The football was on, so apologies. I was watching a bit of football while the games were on.
It wasn't football.
Was.
That's the
It
round
was.
ball. You're watching AFL.
It was.
Let's just get the distinction quite clear here.
It was a replay of the grand final, and it was basically one kick in it, and it went right down to the end.
But you watched the grand final last time, didn't you?
When the Swans lost.
Well, what grand final was this?
So what's that? 16?
So you're watching a replay.
No,
it
the
was
same
the two
teams
teams.
played.
Oh, right. I was going like,
Yeah.
are you serious? You
So
watched a
there's-
replay?
Yeah, no. So it's history, So there's that bit of about it all. So
Yeah.
it was good.
I get
A
that.
good game, but the games were good. Had fun. I got to apologise to Nathan.
What'd you call him?
No, I think I ate half his chips at dinner.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because the lady comes out with pepper steak. I'm like, obviously I think I'm the only one that gets pepper steak. I'm waiting for you guys to get all your fish and whatever the hell you're going to get. So I got my hand up. No one else.
We got some pies, all right?
Yeah, you got pies. Yeah, Irish pie, whatever. That's cool.
That's legit.
But I put, no one else was calling out for this steak.
Nathan was.
Oh, was he?
He had his hand up.
Oh,
going.
did he?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, my hands must
Yeah.
have been bigger. I don't know. I stuck my, that'd be me. And I started eating. I'm like,
But you
and
did-
I said,
you
and I
did
kept
question
saying-
it, you
I
might.
kept saying to Greg, I didn't order chips. And
Yeah, kept saying, I ordered mash. I ordered mash.
I ordered mash. And then I'm eating them. And then you said, you liking the chips? I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I got the chips now. And I'm eating the chips. And then all of a sudden, another pepper steak comes out with
But
mash.
just mash. It had no healthy stuff on it. It was just mash.
Yeah, that's right. There was no veggies or anything. I didn't even click to that. But when Rory got his meal brought out, I think he got a steak as well. And I was looking at his going, oh shit, maybe is that because I'm not sure if he had chips either.
He had healthy stuff in his.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I kept getting. I'm like, oh, maybe that And anyway, and then so yeah, apologies, because then it turned out that I was eating the wrong one. But I only had a couple of chips.
Just a couple.
A couple of chips.
Maybe
that
half?
I dipped in the pepper sauce.
Maybe half?
No, it wasn't half. It was about... I had about 6 chips. 6. So, apologies, Nathan. I didn't mean it. Truly. If I meant it, I would have eaten half the steak. I would have gone straight for the steak.
All right. I'm glad. Yeah, I feel like you've got something off your chest now.
Yeah, I feel better now. I feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't one of my finest moments.
Well, speaking of finest moments,
Here we go.
Here it is.
I'll just go to the fridge. To
Just
get another
want to make clear to the listeners, it wasn't a tournament.
It was not
it was
a tournament. I would not have been watching football on my iPad if it was a tournament. I would
you've
have took
done
it
that
a
in a
lot
tournament.
more serious.
I have seen you do that in an actual tournament.
And you win.
It was grand final though.
You
It
win.
was who puts a tournament on when it's a grand final?
And you whinged like a little girl about your list.
Because I didn't write it. Some other idiot wrote it. Who wrote that list?
I might have done it.
And what was the consensus at the table from everyone that knew my list?
It was utter crap.
So luckily, I got to watch the football and the Swans won.
So yeah, I wrote my list.
It did well, and did well.
It worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Although we're still questioning this. I'm still wondering if Josh kind of helped in this.
No, Jacob wrote the list.
You wrote it?
Definitely,
No,
100%.
alright,
it's not a JT list.
I'm still dubious about this. I reckon there might have been some conversations going back and forth.
Yeah, so no, I had a cracker that kind of worked really well. When we designed the force that I was using, sort of had a theme in mind for it, that it would be relatively crappy guys supporting
A good guy.
A good guy.
Yep.
And it worked damn near perfectly.
Crap guys buff the good guy.
Yep.
Yep.
And I actually wrote, before the playtest, I wrote a guide for all the other players. And I said, if you want to write a good list, this is how you do it. And I wrote that list in mind with 2 things. One was dealing with, the elites, and one dealing with hordes.
Yep.
And no one paid any attention to it.
Apologies, I didn't read anything.
No, that's all right. So,
Because it wasn't a tournament.
That's exactly right. It was not a tournament.
So the one sort of real big weakness of the list I took is anyone with a grenade or a blast weapon or anything that's going to hit everyone at once. But no one took any.
Yeah, I got to wonder, when I was back and forth with you trying to get you to fix that list, I was bringing up the fact that I thought grenades would be a good little thing.
Grenades are great.
Especially with the flying drone, especially because it helped with the line of sight and take
Correct.
away the neg
Yep.
2
Yep.
for the cover, etc.
That's right.
I thought grenades would work really well.
Yep.
And I did actually ask Greg to change my list, and he was like, no, too busy, no.
On my stressful Friday,
Yep.
it would not been the right time to ask me.
So, calling shenanigans.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So-
if it was a tournament, Jacob would be world champion of Alpha Bravo Charlie. He'd
Hooray,
be world
ranked
champion.
number 1.
He'd be ranked number 1 in the world
Where's
right
my
now.
crown, DT?
Oh, DT.
Yeah, big shout out to all who played. So really, really appreciate it. It's really invigorated me, especially.
Do you feel really validated? Like something you've created out there and people are going, yep, this is good.
Yeah, it's like I said, I was very nervous on the Saturday, and I didn't want to play on the Saturday because I knew there'd be a whole pile of questions that people would be firing, obviously, at us, and I wanted there to be
At you, I was firing them at you.
and I wanted
Everyone
to be,
go, how does this work? And I'm like pointing at
Oh,
Greg.
no, he was answering
Go
a
on.
few. We'll get
You were answering a
answers
few.
after. He was.
It would have been nice to have been there on the spot right there to have been concise, whereas I had to constantly sort of rewind and show me the scenario.
Is that why you did so poorly at the not tournament?
No, it wasn't.
Because you're answering too
I'm
many
really bad at
questions?
playing. I don't think I've ever won a game.
Yeah,
I might have won maybe one.
It wasn't against me.
No, I've never won. I'll beat you. No?
Nope.
No, okay, I've never beat you. Okay. And Jacob, I don't think I've ever beaten. So, yeah, I would probably say I've never won a game. I would probably be pretty close to the truth there.
Well, that's pretty good.
So,
Can't
I guess
say he's designing a game that he's good at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spamming.
It's got to be a positive, right?
pretty much.
So, yeah, I guess, yes, it feels good to walk away and have 7 other people enjoy it. And the fact that some of those people have gone and then bought armies because we don't have legit miniatures to buy yet. They've gone out and bought third-party miniatures to play with the game. Just to me speaks volumes about how much they enjoyed the day. So people to enjoy it, that's what it's all about. And it's not that hard to grasp. But again, it's like an onion. There's lots of layers to it, which is the whole intent from day dot.
And did you get lots of constructive points from the questionnaire type things?
Interestingly, so we ran a playtest about 8 months ago, and we got lots of really good feedback that we then implemented. And this time around, it wasn't so much like say things to change. It was just clarifications, and there's probably 2 areas that need clarifying overall. And outside that, it's just tweaking and tightening up the rules, really, because we haven't visited it for so long.
Yeah, we had a pretty big shift in the mechanics, switching from cards to dice. And that's thrown up a whole bunch of interactions that we probably really haven't had a good look at. But what it has done is the playtest was great because it's just shone the spotlight on everything we sort of really need to go through. So it was really constructive in that regard, I think.
And to be honest, since that switch, this Saturday was the first time it was retested.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like I said, there's holes in it. Not major holes, but things we just need to tweak and fix.
Yeah, nothing can't be fixed for sure.
If anything, interestingly, as much as I sort of didn't want to play, I've actually got myself a whole A4 page of notes that when I was playing, I started thinking, what about this? What about this? What about this? So it raised points to clarify just with playing. So as much as I wanted to be there for the players to help them understand the game, it was actually great because probably that page of notes in itself is gold. So we'll go through that tomorrow night. It was brilliant in that respect.
Okay.
But yeah, super excited for the future. Really, I'm really excited. So get the sculpture on board and hopefully get the miniatures pumped out now. Really, that's what it's all about. But yeah, I've also been busy over the holidays. I bought one of the Cosmica buildings from Warsenal. Holy cow, that's a kit and a half. Such a deep. I was going to try and bring it tonight, but then it was buried in I packed it away, and it's like, I couldn't be bothered bringing it. But beautiful piece of scenery, and it's all modular. All their kits I didn't realize this. So each of their kits, each of the buildings is modular, all exactly the same size, and it recommends putting magnets on the front of the panels, so you can pull off a panel, put on a new panel. So you got the skeleton building, and then from that, it's up to you what you want to do with it. So bloody clever. And then you can either buy a brand new building and off you go, or you can just buy the facade of one particular building you like and just plonk it on. So it's a beautiful piece of kit.
What was the name of it?
It's called Cosmica. It's like a settler, like a space settler. There's a word for it. Space settler. I just watched the aliens the other night. Far out. Colonists. Buildings. So you got like fuel buildings, hub buildings.
Is this like an Infinity?
Yeah, it's Infinity. Yeah. Well, any science fiction board, I would say. Like, I wouldn't just say Infinity.
Could you use this for Legion?
Yes, 100%. It would look wicked for Legion. Totally suited. Looks really good.
Okay.
It's expensive, but you get what you pay for, and the fact that it's so versatile is great. I didn't have big enough magnets to use, which was kicking myself. Otherwise, I would have magnetized the whole thing. It totally like for me it's like this gets me very excited, that sort of stuff.
Are you going to be using it for Infinity? Like, did you buy it for Infinity?
I bought it for one of the tables I've got for Infinity. I've got a jungle board. I wanted to make it look like Avatar, the movie, where they've got that one building or a couple of buildings in the middle of the forest.
Yeah, where the scientists are hanging out.
Yeah. So got it for that. But now I've got it, I'm like, I want more. And I'm thinking, like, hitting it on the head. Legion, it would look ace.
Oh, right.
Legion. Look really good.
Links.
Yep. Will do. Jacob.
Or we could just tweet it out.
Yeah, tweet.
Oh, yeah.
Tweet a photo of it.
Yeah,
I'll put the links on.
I'll do it, no worries.
And some hashtags.
No problem whatsoever.
I'll teach you how to use Twitter on the weekend.
Yes, that'd be good. And also did a whole bunch of modern stuff for Saturday. So in the end, didn't even use bloody 2/3 of it. But at least it's painted and it's done now. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
It's off the backlog and it's now packed away. So it was great.
Well, how many boards do you reckon you could have done?
I could have easily done another 2, and I reckon I can do
another
3
2
now.
more.
I can do 3 now.
You could do another 3 more boards.
Yeah.
So
easily.
what we have 8 players.
You could do another 2.
You could do 4.
I could easily do another. I could probably do half a dozen.
14.
3 by 3s.
14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Between the two of us, we've got it. We
Because
smash it out.
for a full infinity table on 4x4, you used half of that for a 3x3 for ABC.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. You probably use half the amount of terrain you would on an infinity table
Yeah.
Oh, right.
to make it work.
So that one that was yours, right? Where it had the chopper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty. That was pretty heavy though.
That was very heavy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that was intentional. We had some
Compared to
heavy
the
tables.
some of the other boards, which are a bit more sparse. Yeah.
It's still work.
Not sparse,
work
but
the
it's
treat,
in,
though.
Yeah.
Work
Yeah.
the treat. All the boards, I think, worked the treat, except probably mine, which was one of the trucks, where people were taking advantage of getting on top of the trucks to snipe.
Well, no, that was me and D. Like me and DT didn't understand
The
how
climbing.
that worked properly with the climbing.
But I still think if you're going to have a tall piece of scenery in your deployment zone or close to it, you should still have something quite large in the middle
To
just
block
break,
it.
Break it.
Yeah, because I couldn't move
So that's a
anywhere.
learning thing for me
Yeah.
as well.
That's cool. DT had fun.
Yeah. Well, he's a gimme.
Is he still sending you guys pictures of that game?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What a jerk.
Go DT.
Go get the wrestling game, buddy. I'm gonna freaking tombstone your ass.
Rumble Slam. So finally got round to breaking those bad boys out.
Have you put paint on yet?
You're not going to like it. You're not going to like it one bit.
Have you not painted any of them yet?
I haven't even started.
Oh well, you've been busy getting ready for the
Yeah,
ABC
Saturday
thing.
took up a lot of time.
Look,
Like
once
three.
you got the undead team, right?
goblins, orcs, and undead.
Which one are you going to go first? Do you think?
I don't know. I'm thinking goblins because it just would be quick and I sort of know them.
You know what? I think they'll all be quick.
They'll all be quick.
Yeah.
Undead's
Seriously,
just gonna be
dude. Seriously, once you slap that first bit of paint on, it goes on so
Oh
well.
no, I can see that, but I
Yeah.
want to really go to town on them. So I'm not too sure how yet, but I really want to try
Alright.
maybe a few new things.
Well, I've got the green skins for the weekend, so
Sweet.
just use mine.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
won't like because mine are they're not even on the proper bases. I've put them on like temporary bases so I can paint them.
Are you going to do anything crazy with the bases, like you're saying with the Legion?
I might do. In fact, yeah, I might do. I'm going to post up on Wednesday, Workbench Wednesday. What I
Oh
did with
yeah, I'd be
the
interested
Young
to see
Fellas
what
Mini.
that turns
So
out like.
finished that today.
Yep.
So I'm pretty pleased with it. So I might do the same with Rumble Slam because I think
Yeah.
it look pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. That's
so
cool.
obviously watch Workbench Wednesday for the updates on the Rumble
Well,
Slam minis.
If I can steer you in a certain direction, paint the undead ones first, because we don't have
we don't
undead.
have a team.
Yeah.
Well, they're built. They're on the bases, so I can take them for
Oh
the weekend.
well, yeah, crack on. That's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still playable,
Yeah.
except for the Skelly.
I really want to try a draft.
Right. I don't know what that means, but anyway.
Where we
Basically we'll pull all the wrestlers and you.
Oh, you just you pick. You
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the fat kid who's
Yeah.
left last
Yeah.
on the team. Yeah.
Exactly.
So rather
like
than
that.
sit there and design a list, you sort of go, we take turns of.
I much prefer that
wrestler
idea.
out.
That idea sounds wicked. Yeah.
See, the good thing about this game is that you can play a game at a lunchtime break, so you can try a whole heap
Of
of different
combos.
formats to see, what you think and how it works. Like we still haven't done. I want to have a go at the tag team type.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you bring out tag team? It's only 2 wrestlers.
Yeah, that's cool, but it's like
that's all right.
you got to go over into he's got to save his mate. You got to tag him.
You got to get to the rope.
Yeah, like always gonna die.
Your Green Eagle's going to try and throw the Greek out, and it's going to end badly for you.
It's going to end so badly.
Just
for
question: are you bringing the Comet to this draft business?
Yeah.
and Phage.
And Phage.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I'm hearing bad things about that girl.
No, Comet. You look at the Comet stats, man. Like whenever you want that order, I thought I can't get the Comet because it's just he's so good. He's like the best in the whole bloody book.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, I'll have
by a
to look it
country
up.
mile.
He's not as
Ah.
expensive as Trihorn, though. Keep that in mind.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So,
Did my Goblin throw him out?
shut up. Trihorn's one of the most, if not the most expensive, but his rules are nowhere near as good as.
Did you get off his earthquake move?
Mate, I'm saving it up for the weekend.
His extinction event.
That's an extinction
You
event.
wait till it goes off, and then you'll be on the podcast crying about, oh, he killed my green eagle, he splattered him.
So I suppose we should explain to the listeners. We've been talking about this weekend. It's your 40th.
Well, it was.
We've had your 40th.
Over a month ago.
We've had your 40th. You're dragging it out a bit, aren't you? Isn't this like a Gen Y thing where you drag it out for like a week and you
Yeah,
manage
no.
to drag it out for a month?
No, my wife booked us somewhere to go. I think she was basically trying to figure out a weekend where I didn't have any work commitments, and that was so it took a month basically to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going away and we're going to go up the coast, the sunny coast.
Sunny Coast, golf, games.
Who, for those international listeners, is one of the most beautiful places in the planet.
Hopefully, as long as it doesn't rain.
It'll be fine. If it rains, who cares? We'll
Stop
just
saying that.
Yeah, well, I think the more I
Look
say it, the less chance it's going to happen.
we'll have booze and we've got games.
Yeah, we'll be fine. Yeah,
And it's golf. We're going up there to play golf.
yeah.
Badly.
It'd be very badly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steak
Unless-
sandwiches.
I've put 400 balls down the driving range in the past 2 weeks while I've been on holidays, by the way.
You cheeky bugger. You kept that quiet.
Yeah.
You cheeky bugger.
He's pulling a slopster.
Let's
That's
play
what
for beers while
slopster
we're
is
up there,
doing.
hey? Yeah.
Play for beers, get shafted. No way. No chance. I'm
I'm not.
legit serious taking like my 7-iron and putter. I think I'll be fine with that. I think maybe the 7-iron I might be 50-50.
I think, I don't know about the course we're going to. It might be a little bit longer than the par 3 that we used to play.
I have played
But
big
at least
courses.
you'll be able to hit it straight.
Straight. That's all
Yeah,
I'm going
that's
for.
all you
Straight.
want, yeah.
Keep the ball count low is what I'm hoping for.
You can hit off from the ladies. That'll be cool.
I've got a dicky shoulder. I'm just putting it right there. I've got a really bad shoulder.
Excuses already.
Like, it's really bad.
I am going to go and buy myself a box of pink balls, though.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, no one else will have any out there, so you
Yeah.
can't get them mixed up.
They're nice
true.
and soft.
That's a good point.
They fly.
They don't go as far, though.
He's been researching about you.
Really?
I bet
Damn
he-
straight.
Yeah. You can tell. Yeah.
I don't want to go to a course where you have to wear a collar and then just...
He's going to have all the golfing gear, too. He's
Yeah.
going to have the
Yeah.
socks with the pom-poms on them and shit.
I actually went...
And the little hat.
The
with
little hat
with
with the pom-poms.
I ordered myself a grip corrector. the
Oh,
other day.
here we go.
I ordered one for Greg too. He asked me to, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you?
Shit, yeah. Yeah. Is it going to arrive? Do you think it's going to arrive soon?
Nah.
Damn it.
Yes.
That was my big thing. That was my crutch right there.
I'll just get one from the pro shop.
Damn it.
There'll be a pro shop there.
Yeah, but it'll be like $100 or something.
It'd be worth it to beat you to it.
I think there's no harm in that with me.
Well spent there.
There's no harm in beating me.
No,
like,
yeah.
that's easy.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
pushover.
Jacob's your man.
Yeah.
He's a
no.
pushover. I'm glad Slopster's not here because he used to.
Well, he's gone.
Yeah, I know.
He's going to London.
Yeah.
Merry
See
old
ya.
England. Shout out to Slopster.
Yeah. See ya.
Yep. Enjoy your oval business. He's working at the oval.
Don't keep any sugar in your pockets. Get in trouble.
That's right.
If I start a riot.
Well, yeah, that's right. Because he's in London, he'll create an Aussie wicket. So, like, whenever the Australians tour
They'll
England,
put some steam on the pitch.
yeah, that means he'll doctor it so that the Aussies will win. It's like playing at home. It'll be a home game.
Or will
Jono's got far too much integrity.
Or will the Poms
To ever go
Ooh,
down
I
will
don't
the
know about that.
Poms influence him to come back to Australia and change our pitches to suit the Poms?
That would be awesome.
We'll come back as a sleeper agent for
Yeah.
English cricket.
Jono.
You'll get the code word.
Yeah, you do that, Jono. That's brilliant.
They'll hypnotise him
Yeah.
and then I'll give him the secret word.
Yeah.
Hot sauce.
No.
And
Anytime someone says, "Oh, it's hot out here, isn't it?" Must create English wicket.
so on top of golf, we're going to play some games too, aren't we?
Yep.
Be wicked.
Yeah, we were just discussing which games we think we should take up, but
Yeah.
we'll work that out later.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do a cast from up there. Maybe not.
Good.
Maybe we should do 200 shots.
Yeah, that's cool. I would do that. Yeah.
Maybe we should go overseas.
Yeah, let's do that. That's even better. Yeah, start planning it.
We'll go to WrestleMania.
Yes, let's do that.
Dude, you're going to be hard pressed organising an Uber into Caloundra. Let alone a trip overseas this
How do you
weekend.
do Uber Eats?
Man, I've got the Uber app now, all sorted. It's easy.
Is
The
it-
Uber Eats thing, not so easy. I haven't got that sorted yet.
My 18-month-old son ordered an Uber the other day, and it rocked up at the front door.
I haven't done one
And
either.
guys are beeping.
On the way in, on the playtest on Saturday, I was saying to Muddy, how do you work this Uber Eats thing? And he's like, I have no idea. Maybe you got to download an app. I'm like, oh, bloody
Yeah, I'm
hell.
assuming, this is my assumption. Never seen it, never done it. You download the Uber Eats app,
Correct.
and then you tell it the postcode that you're probably in,
Correct.
and then it shows you the restaurants that are probably available in your area.
Correct.
You then purchase said foods off their select menu.
Correct.
That's it.
But
Pay for it, and then the guy drives.
here's my
drives it
point,
to you.
though. Why can't it be a subset of Uber? So you go into Uber, and
Yep.
there's like a little tag, and at the top left is
You just-
taxis, and the top right, Uber Eats, and you press on that little tab, and job done.
He
That's
just He just wants one.
That's convenience right there. That's the age we live in. That's what it should be.
No, because what happens is you'll be smashed in the valley 3 a.m. one morning trying to get home, and the next thing a kebab rocks up. Like,
That's not a bad thing. I'm not going to complain about that.
true. There's worse things that could happen.
That's right.
That'll be Facebook. We were talking before. All of a sudden, this van rocks up, throws a kebab at you. Yeah, shit. I was just thinking that. Facebook goes, yeah, we know.
Thanks, Mark.
Also, just what I've been up to the past couple of weeks. Played young Josh Bruce. Not last week, the week before.
Infinity?
Yep. So I went up to his joint, and we played Hunting Party.
Why?
Because
It's the worst mission. Did you make him play that for BrizCon? Oh, you're a bad friend.
he did. He asked me. I said, "Hey,
Is this tournament practice?
but let's just bear in mind. Just bear in mind one thing. His army is the best at this mission. Like it is the best.
He's
Wait,
got
wait.
Toha.
No Morats. Can't be isolated, and well, it's no loss to the lieutenant in this mission.
But is Josh actually going to be playing
No.
Infinity at a tournament? Is he a tournament?
Yeah, no,
regular
he that's
for
why
Infinity.
he's back playing it. He
All right,
wants
so he's trying to get.
he's
get
getting his
the feel of
mojo back.
Yeah.
Getting back
So
into the groove.
is he one of the ones that left after the Toha first got released?
That was a rather
Abrupt,
heavy
yeah,
set
sorry.
down of your glass there, Jacob.
It's a barely controlled raid.
I was gonna say you have given your Toha away.
Have Tim Hall.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, I hope.
I like the way he talked about the wrapping of the Toha.
Yeah. Hashtag fuck Toha.
Literally, it was pretty much put in a bloody box and sent on.
It was on the box. I wrote that on the box I sent it down on.
Addressed to.
Yeah.
So it was a great game. Lots of fun had, and look, the net result was Josh won. Got a decent win out of me. So yeah, it was great.
So he's back. Or did you throw? Is this that 70-30 thing?
No, this was my tournament lists. This was the Squallow coming out, which is the big tag.
70-30.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's PC.
So
He's done
while we're shouting out to Mr. Josh Bruce, though, he hit
Hey,
me
Josh.
up yesterday, Mighty Man, saying he wants to organise semi-regular Malifaux nights.
it. Oh.
And I said, shit, yeah,
I bet you did.
because I've been trying to get a game of Malifaux for a year now.
Oh, sorry about that.
You're right.
Are you that slack?
I've put it in my board.
Not a year, 6 months.
It's been 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Slack.
I think I did post on the Malifaux chat one thing. I think Big Mike.
Big
wrote some-
Mike.
Yeah, Big Mike. I think he put something up like he needs to be refreshed on basically the whole rules.
Yeah.
I think I'm basically at that point.
I think we all are.
Yeah.
Because there's been another edition come out since we've...
Is there another edition out now?
Yeah, there's another book out.
You kidding me?
Oh, they're a good book to buy anyway.
Yeah,
Nice artwork and stuff.
Yeah, I mean...
Have they
but
gone
still
digital?
you-
Out of curiosity, they gone digital with that one, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah.
And you've got all the cards in the app anyway, so
Yeah,
all
okay,
updates
cool.
are all done.
Yeah. I want to hold the card. So.
Yeah, but I mean, all the stats are all updated and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So Josh was saying he's got a pretty amazing board. So
Malifaux, shit, yeah.
your board. He was saying it's a building, I think.
Yeah.
A house that you can go in. Like that sounds wicked.
Yeah, it's mad.
How do you play with in the house?
Oh, it's just line of sight.
Okay.
A mansion. I shouldn't say a
I like
house.
to
It's
see
a
it.
mansion.
Yeah.
And you got when's your board arriving?
I don't know.
Coming from this Eastern European sweatshop.
Yeah, probably.
I'll hit him up and say, hey, it's not good enough. Like, don't you realise Malifaux's in his 3rd edition or whatever it is? Like, I don't want to be the 4th
need it
edition by
before
the
the
time. Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I might have to.
Because like you've kept it under wraps. I haven't seen the terrain. Haven't you?
Yeah,
You managed to
well, I
keep
haven't
it.
seen it technically.
Oh.
Oh, I have. I saw the photos, which I've shared with you guys, but I haven't physically seen anything.
Oh, have you? I haven't.
Well, because it's not at my house.
But I don't remember seeing the photographs.
You'd have to click a link in the
You
chat.
don't even have to click it. They come up on the picture. It's like as you flicked, you would have seen it.
I don't know. There's so many chats, so many messages
It's
that
too hard.
I do miss stuff. Like I missed one like a couple of days ago from a friend, and like I hadn't responded for 3 days. I thought that's so slack.
I think when I did it, there was about 10 photos in a row. About that. Yeah.
How come I don't remember that?
Yeah.
I'm sure I did. Maybe because you maybe put wrestling link or something after it, and I was too distracted.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, that's a pretty strong possibility.
Yeah, I do tend to do that.
Anyway, look, that's it from me.
Okay.
Pretty
Cool.
busy 2 weeks. Ridiculous.
That's yeah, sounds like it. But it's good though. Good
Oh,
to keep
quickly.
busy.
Awesome.
Just
Quickly.
my referee turned up today.
Oh, nice.
Can't wait to throw him out of the ring. Did
I
he come
don't-
with rules?
I don't think so. I'll have to open it up because I left him. I didn't open him. I was because, like I said, I was working on the elephant. And
Yeah.
The little fella kept, Miss Lingdad. All right, I'll go play again. Let you beat me again. I'm doing the 70-30 thing, but I'm only winning 30. So yeah, I've got it.
He's actually doing it to you.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to let Dad.
I
win
think
this one.
he's figured it out. Oh, I better let him win 30 or he won't feed me. Yeah, so he's still in the box, and the stencils turned up too. Got to figure out how I'm gonna spray the wrestling board.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get
cool.
stencils.
Get Jerly to make me a Gamora one.
Yeah, see, I don't have anyone artistic in my house that I can lean upon, so I went and bought the Kaiser's one. Yeah,
That's awesome. So the ref, if you brush past him, he just dies. I take it.
I think
Like a
it's-
typical wrestler.
you know what? I think it's like in the wrestling, I'll be kicking the shit out of the ref. I hit him with the freaking stairs.
What, WrestleMania? That'd be him.
In the video.
He'd be in
In
coma.
the video game.
Oh, in the video game. All right.
with the
That'd be him in a coma. That'd be him. Maybe died. That's it.
But anyway, I'm assuming I think it's more like say Blood Bowl where you had all the extra little figurines just to
Yeah, supporting you dudes.
Yeah.
make it look cool. Yeah, yeah, it's like buying a cool tree and putting it on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool. Sounds great.
that's a wrap.
Time for a listener question.
Alrighty, we're going to get straight into a listener question, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not looking forward to this. Your DT text me
It's
said, look,
DT.
he said, bet you can't wait for a question tonight.
I actually can.
He's such a little girl. He really
All right.
is.
So we need to come clear here after we released last episode and Greg read DT's question out. DT was so disgusted with the effort of Greg reading a text message.
It was pretty poor.
He was straight on the phone to me.
We had to. But is this where Greg has to apologise to the world?
He's demanded an apology.
Hang on a second. I just want to, I thought we were going to edit that. I love the way whenever Muddy says edit, and it gets edited, apparently.
It's because he says things that are not appropriate for radio.
But yeah, whenever I
You've got
say,
to go
hey,
too far.
I'm sure we
Yeah.
can edit that out, because that was just crap. I like the way it stays in. I think that's just,
Well,
that's
what you got to
awesome.
do is listen to the show more or ever.
How do you even know if we edit or not?
Because people said in the pub, that was crap. That was so, I'm not going to say it. That was really,
You gotta cross a line.
Yeah.
The only way you get an edit is if you cross the line.
If
the
I'm
best-
not blushing,
I know-
it's not an edit.
I know where Jacob's line is. I
Right.
don't know how to cross it.
so next time I screw up, I've got to say something really bad
Yeah.
to get that segment out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you say something really
That's
bad,
difficult for me because I don't.
You got to have it ready to go.
Yeah.
You've just got to fuck up and then all of a sudden go, oh,
and then
man.
go and then follow it, just follow it through
Yeah.
with something really bad, and then he basically
in
has
such
to
a way
edit.
that I can't cut just the bad stuff. If you listen to Muddy, that's why Muddy talks so quickly, okay? Because he has that ready to go.
ready.
that I
As soon as
can't
I say
separate
something
this
shit,
from that.
boom.
We've been doing this for over a year, and that's just blown me away.
Yeah, you got to. Otherwise,
You're strategic with
otherwise
your.
you're gonna have people wanting apologies.
So,
I'm not going to apologize because DT sent it in a garbled way, which you saw it. It was
Look.
all over the show.
I admit it was all over the shop, but I was shook it up. Or either that, or one of you guys had slipped something in my drink that night. I couldn't see. So my testimony at this point is kind of not worth listening to.
I have no recollection of the event.
All I remember is doing tombstones over there.
A few of them stayed in too. Anyway, so if you're not going to apologise to DT and the world, really,
Because really, you did hack it up pretty bad.
you know, we're on Spotify now. We've got a certain level of discourse we need to maintain.
stay relevant, right?
Look, I'm man enough to try and say, look, DT, if you can't send me messages that I can't read out, well, then I'm sorry for you. So
That sounds like how I apologise to my wife. If you can't keep the house clean, then I'm sorry I called you that.
It's your fault.
Love you, Shug. Anyway, so he said, he wants to send in another question. He actually sent 3 questions.
Of course he did.
But they are quite detailed, and he said very specifically, do not let that Irish Muppet read them out.
Well, that's you.
That's
Clearly.
me. But Muppets are cute.
But,
so, you know.
But did he send you a properly worded, like,
So what I'm going to do is I'm
sentence?
going to read the question he sent me.
Okay.
Verbatim.
In a school
Word for
teacher
word.
voice?
In school teacher voice.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to have a go. Now, it's open for everyone, but this is a question for Greg.
I want to see you read this like Ric Flair.
No, I'm not. All right. So this is for Greg from DT, but Muddy, you and I are going to have a crack at this as well.
Oh, really? I don't know if I want to. Has this got anything to do with gerbils or?
be pretty quick.
Holy
pretty
crap!
Yeah, it's intense.
Oh my lord!
Are you kidding? That's
Is
a
this-
story.
Is this a scenario that? Is
It's
this an
a bit of a
RPG?
scenario, yeah.
We're doing an RPG here, folks.
You're sitting around the tavern table when the Wasty Wench comes. No.
Oh my lord!
He says,
get your cans out.
this one's for Greg. So, you're leading day 1 of a 2-day tournament and have been working hard all year for this event. Your mates invite you out for a drink. Knowing what you are like on the drink,
He's not going.
do you have a quiet one, or do you risk it, go all out, then hope for the best the next day? Justify your answer.
Can I hop in? He fakes having a headache, goes home early.
No way. No, I think good question, DT.
It is a good question.
That's a well thought out
Do
question.
you want me to jump in first?
Very well, very well,
Smashed.
very well read too. I might add.
Thank you. No, seriously, if I've done well day 1 of a tournament, that's celebration for me.
You've
'Cause it
won at
means
that point, right?
I've got top table
Yeah.
games next to 2 rounds. I'm out anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
and plus, I have very poor self-control when I'm in a social situation. You've seen me. Is that not an
I
accurate
think
statement?
you'd get him out of it.
Yes.
Pretty easy. Like you just, here's a drink, Jacob. Ah, boom. As soon as that tip happens,
Yeah.
he's oh, it's like the clouds part. And
Yeah.
he's in the club.
It's like Terminator Vision.
Next thing he's on a surfboard.
Got a babe on each arm.
Yep.
And I'm getting
Yep.
denied entry to the
Denied
next club.
entry. You are wasted.
But I had babes on my arms.
When the chicks get in.
Yeah. That was a low point. No, yeah. So, no, me and DT knows this before he even asked me. I'm definitely on the sauce that night. Tournaments for me are social. And if I
I'm
won
assuming
3
that's
games,
why
then
he's
that's
giving this question to the
And
tournament whore over
Mr.
here.
Marty Min, I'm sure you do the same.
Cocktail, mate. Oh, someone gives me a cocktails. Oh, you just have to say an estate, and I'm pretty much out. I'm
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
As if, but that would never happen.
That you and I would win
Top table.
top tables. Yeah.
That's not happening.
Hang on, if JT wrote your lists, there's a chance of it. There's a chance of it.
Yeah.
If JT wrote your lists,
I've still got to roll dice.
Yeah, we'll still muck it up. You got to make decisions.
Yeah.
I'll be watching the football, not even
That's it.
paying attention to the game.
But Greg, this question was for you.
Yeah.
okay,
you're
well, I can give a good answer to that.
working
can you?
hard all year.
Yeah, yeah.
is the
Working
thing.
on.
Well, okay,
make a
so
living.
to take CanCon this year as an example, so that I did go to that with the view of taking that super seriously, to try and go as far as I could, certainly to try and do better than I have in previous years, which I didn't feel I did myself justice. And I took a list that I had been working on for about 6 months and practicing and whatnot at different events, and relatively successfully, where I had got to the top table. So when I went to CanCon, I was confident for sure, and I thought I can give this a good crack. I can give this a red hot go. Unfortunately, it fell short on the second game, which, it was one dice roll that screwed me, which was the last dice of the game, where if I'd got it, I'd had a chance of actually getting a major victory, which would have then set me up for the rest of the tournament. So I lost my second game, and then I kind of switched off after that. But had I have won 3 games in that day, number one, I've been super stoked. Number two, I would have ticked the box of achieving partly of what I'd come down to do, but I would have gone out like you know what I'm like.
You would have gone out.
Yeah,
that's not necessarily the question.
And I guess to put it in context, I would have done the same as JT. So I would have gone out. I would have had beers. I wouldn't have got super wrecked, and I probably would have piked at probably same time as JT did, which is 1:30, 2 o'clock.
He might have piked at 2 o'clock, but he spent most of that night with a pink flamingo on his head.
He did. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
But that's just not my style. I don't cruise around with a pink flamingo on my head because, I don't think it suits my look, quite honestly. Don't think it suits the beard. Don't think it goes with the grey in the beard. To be honest.
It wouldn't have suited the news update or the bulletin we got sent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I haven't seen, but anyway. And I did it. Anyway. But look, I would, because certainly, well, and look, our tournament's coming up well in advance. Like BrizCon has been some time in the planning. We knew that was coming up ages ago. Likewise, CanCon, we know it's a yearly thing. You know these tournaments are coming up. You go in there with your mates. You go in there with your buddies, regardless of where you place. Your buddies are there. You're gonna get on the terps. That's why I see it. And the difference is, and maybe it's an age thing. Certainly at CanCon, even though I was out with boys, I wasn't wrecking it as big as what I have done in the past. And I think that's maybe because I've got other things going on. Like on the Sunday, I wanted to be clear where I wanted to meet a couple of people and have decent chats with them, not like a hungover chat where you walk away and go, I don't even remember what I said to him. I don't even remember. Didn't ask the right things I wanted to ask. So I think with the game now, with Alpha Bravo Charlie, I think I'm a different gamer now, I would say. So there's other, when I go to these tournaments, there's other things that I want to do, not just necessarily get wrecked all the time. But I mean, look, I'll go out and get smashed. I'll still have beers and stuff. I just don't want to have memory loss and lose my voice, which I tend to do.
So basically, you would have gone out, had a couple of drinks, and then piked it.
2 a.m.
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I wouldn't call it piking, by the way. I'd say 2 a.m. is a pretty reasonable effort.
How many drinks would you have had by then?
Oh, it depends. Depends if you Guinness
Or would you have sat on them for a while?
No, not at all.
No? Okay.
No, whenever it's Guinness and that, on rum and Coke, I love my Guinness and rum and Coke.
Is it 3?
Yeah. I'm fairly certain we could have kept you out longer.
Yeah, now when you say that.
They're pretty easy to bend, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're pretty
that's now when you say that, especially interstate, when in Rome, you gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Yeah.
Or when in Fishwick.
Yeah.
Fishwick.
That's where we ended up.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, with us just going,
I help build a warehouse in Fishwick, so I've got a pretty good idea of what goes on there. Yeah.
There's nothing better than walking into a club where they don't have a bouncer, they have a Hell's Angel bikie.
Or Maroochydore. Just saying.
He's looking into the future now, apparently.
Just saying.
Look at his eyes glistening.
Yep.
He's keen.
With expectation.
Yep.
All right, what's
right.
this second goddamn question?
No,
Have you got
that's-
the second one?
That's it. We'll leave it there.
Yeah, good idea.
We've got a stock of questions, though.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Good on DT.
So the next one will be for Mr. Muddyman.
Oh, what? You mean I've got to sit on this ridiculous question for like
Essay.
2 weeks?
Essay question.
Do you think he justified his answer?
He basically said that he's put a lot of effort into working on getting to a point where he felt he was comfortable at going for the big bickies, and then he went down and he's in that position to get the big bickies, but inevitably he's going to have his will bent by those around him. He's got no self-control.
Yeah, none of us do.
Yeah, like...
You're
like-
okay. You're probably the most
Oh,
sensible of us.
yeah, I just go like this to you, and he's done.
Yeah.
Next thing, it's 3 a.m. He's at strippers.
I love the was it tournament
Look.
we were at where we're at Q&K and we said we'd go to Eaton's Hill, which is
Yeah.
what the closest nightclub to Q&K.
What were you there for 5 minutes?
And we were there for about half an hour,
we
half
had
a
a
pizza,
pizza.
half a pizza, and we're like, bugger this, let's just drive into the city and just
Yeah,
let's
that's
get on
right.
it.
I don't remember the drive.
And basically,
home,
on the drive in, we were sorting the accommodation out. That was the best bit.
Was
Sorting
that
the accommodation
Josh
out, yeah,
in the
on
back
the way
seat?
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out JT. Thank you very
Yeah.
much for that.
That was a classic that night.
Do you-
Absolute classic.
Yeah.
All right, DT. So I hope that's answered your question, mate. And we look forward to cracking the rest of them out in the future. We might do Muddies next.
I've just had a thought.
Oh, I just had a thought too. Are you taking Neo Terra to BruceCon?
Yes.
I thought
Of
this
course.
was the year of.
No,
Military
This
orders.
is the year of collecting and buying military orders because it'll take me a year to get it
But
all
wasn't
sorted.
last year Neo Terra as well? So this is the second year of Neo Terra?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Didn't
okay.
play them a lot though last year. I played probably a dozen games. No, probably more of the tournaments. Maybe 15 games.
Okay.
20 maybe all up with the slow grow.
Yeah.
Super slow grow.
Oh, you're going to get Sisters of Battle though soon, right?
Let's just wait and play for the next 40k game, shall we? Before we start making any decisions. I have got a Sisters of Battle miniature.
One miniature.
One miniature.
If
yeah.
they ever go plastic, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I'll be all over it.
all
I'm
over
sure I didn't
it.
say that.
Go back and listen to the episode.
You should give it put a sample of
Yeah,
it.
I will.
Cut it
We'll
into
remix
the,
it.
Yeah. We'll make a track
All
out of
over
it.
it,
We'll make
yeah.
a song out of it.
Is he slow? Yeah. So, what was your idea?
Oh no, it was an idea. It was something else. I watched Alien Covenant the other night.
I still haven't watched it.
So good.
Was
It's
it?
so good? Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I would say it's one of the better ones since Aliens.
All right, we might just jump straight into our next segment.
Time for another Power Stance Gaming game review.
All right, lads. So what we're going to do now is have a review, a game review. It's been a little while since we've done a review. Well, it feels like it. It hasn't been that long. It was Rumble Slam.
Yeah, it's only
But
been-
you edited that, so it feels
yeah.
like ages since we've done a
Yeah,
review.
that's right.
And this is fresh, pretty much. This
Yeah,
is
pretty
like,
fresh, pretty new.
literally, it's only been out a
Pretty
few
new.
weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are going to do Star Wars Legion from
First
Fantasy Flight
impressions.
Games.
First impressions.
Yeah. So first impressions.
First impressions.
So we're really just looking at the starter box.
Yes.
Now, we want to make a bit of a disclaimer here.
Big
we
disclaimer.
know that there is much more to Star Wars Legion than the starter box and the starter mission we played. But this is just our first crack at cracking it open, getting the minis out, playing the starter mission, and going from there. So hold your angry emails and tweets. Greg's
Actually, send the tweets.
send the tweets.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we are well aware that there's a lot more depth in this game than what we're about to cover, and that we will hopefully get to that in due course in a couple of months' time.
Well,
This to me feels like Necromunda a little.
Yeah, exactly.
The Necromunda review felt like a first impression.
Yeah,
but
it was the Necromunda Underhive box review.
what we
And
like.
that's-
It's very hard to divorce yourself out of the what's coming down the path and what you can see and you know the components that you know are going to be there
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
mechanics yada yada. Yeah.
So we will touch on some stuff that we know is coming out. But yeah, our review is really just the box and our first impressions.
Yeah,
of it.
what you get in the box?
First of all, where did you get your boxes from?
Oh, our amazing mates, Toy Soldier Imports. Good on you, lads.
Yeah, you laddies.
And you paid full price, of course.
hell
No, hell no. We used that magic little code.
Which, as far as we know, is still valid. What's that code once again, Muddy?
PSG 4M3.
Sorry, what was that? I missed that.
I'll say it again. PSG 4M3.
Excellent. And that is for what, Greg?
That's for your TSI 10% off on Star Wars Legion code.
And don't forget, when you purchase that, if you buy the core box set, you're also getting essentially, free shipping from memory.
Yep, you're free shipping. So look, buy some more stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we did. That's what I did.
Yep. The kids all love it.
Good on you, Dion and Con. Appreciate your support.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks.
All right, we'll just quickly race through the fast facts. The name is Star Wars Legion. Manufacturer is Fantasy Flight Games. Recommended retail price is Mr. Muddy.
Oh, he cuts to me, the guy with no form of technology or notes in front of him, because you didn't write it down, did you?
I'm just
The
asking because I'm
man
interested.
with the sheet, the man who designed the said sheet for reviews,
Which is
with
blank, pretty much.
no info on it.
Yeah,
and
correct.
he cuts to me for the most specific part.
Because we bought ours from TSI.
Look, I'm probably thinking
It's 130, I think.
130.
I think it was 138.
I'm thinking 130.
Jacob? Cuts to you.
I'm looking for FFG.
He's doing your work.
And the
for you.
date released, well, it was last month. It was March, wasn't it? We're in April. Yeah, it
End
was
of
March.
March.
It was middle of March, I think.
Was it middle?
Middle or end. Anyway, it was...
I thought it was around the 20, 22nd.
You're not wrong.
Around 20,
Probably
20 something.
3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Its type, it is a war game, I would say. Tabletop war game.
Tabletop war game.
Yeah. Our favourite. Number of players is recommended at 2, but there's no doubt about it. You can certainly play multiplayer.
But again, the box it's a 2-player box.
Yeah, it's a 2-player box. But I would say future games, you could definitely...
Well,
Bastardize it.
they're bringing out enough stuff already. There's already, we're up to the second or third?
Well,
Third's about to drop.
I was going to say expansions.
Yeah.
Yes, there is already.
There's 2 expansions already.
Well, Wave 2
Yeah.
has been
It's dropped.
announced.
Yeah. No, not dropped yet. It's been announced. Oh, no, it has. Cause
No, it has.
Big Mike's got General Veers.
Yeah, that's already dropped. The next one's the solo one. That's
Yeah,
about to drop.
That's the next one.
Well, no,
in-
Veers is Wave 1.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Totally.
There you go.
There's Leia and the Rebel Troop.
yeah, that's wave 1.
Yeah. And
Oh,
Veers
sorry,
and
no,
the-
I'm saying of expansions. Yeah. So yes,
Veers
is the
Wave
first one, and then
Ah.
the second one is Han Solo and the. Is it the what do you call the colonial starship
The
fighting
Navy
guys?
troops.
Yeah,
the
something
Rebel
like that.
Navy troops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
something. I can't remember. What are they called?
The
Oh,
Naval
fucking
Troops.
edit this shit.
Yeah.
Rebel Navy troops?
No, it's not that.
No. Anyway, cool. And game time, anywhere from what I would say 60 minutes to probably 2.5 hours for the larger games, I would say.
Starter box 60 minutes though.
Oh, yeah, ish. We didn't play with everything. We didn't play with the... On saying that, the missile launchers would have tiled up pretty quick, so yeah, it would have been 60 minutes. Because we didn't play with the missile launchers and ion cannons and stuff.
But they weren't in the starter mission.
No,
No.
No.
So the starter mission we played would
Yeah.
have been 60 minutes on the dial.
close to it. If Vader had have... Anyway, we'll come on to that in a minute. So that's the fast facts, folks.
Sweet. All right. So first impressions. You get the box. It arrives at your house. What's the first thing you say?
It's a big box. Good box.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in this box.
Hmm.
It's packaged differently from what I'm used to too with the miniatures. You know how like they're just in in baggies.
Yep, not on sprue.
Yeah, there's no real. You
There's
put
no
the
trimming.
Arm, there's no arms. You just put the arms on.
That's right.
That's really
the
it.
one piece. Well,
Yeah, you glue it to the base.
2 pieces.
Glue the arms on. Done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very easy.
Yeah. It's nice. Very nice.
My 13-year-old, I think he is, 13-year-old, put it all together. So he put no dramas, except
Yeah.
the gluing issue, which is you got to use super glue, not
Yeah, don't
plastic
use
glue.
the plastic because that got me too.
Yeah.
Straight off, I was like, what's it, mate? And
It
it
just
says
doesn't work.
clearly on it that it's plastic,
Yeah,
but no.
doesn't work.
But it's hard plastic.
No,
It's
it's
not.
not. It's soft.
Mm.
It's like it's board game. Like the way I'd describe it would be board game plastic.
Yeah.
So
Which
it's like
is
rubbery, like almost.
Yeah. Which
Like
is
bendy.
it's not like your G-Dub miniature plastic.
No, it's not. That's hard plastic. Right there. Yeah.
So it's some sort of hybrid. So either way, just use your
You know what it is?
super glue.
China plastic. Whatever they make the minis out of for China, that's what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But look, like it's exciting to get it, and you crack her open, and it's all, like I said, it's all neat and tidy. It's all in this little, like, typical FFG compartments.
Yep.
All already and all nicely laid out. You got your sheet of tokens, which isn't overwhelming, I have to say. Normally it's like token overload with FFG, but with Legion, it's, there's one sheet of tokens.
Yeah, it was actually just one sheet this
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Sometimes with the other ones, you can get with some of the bigger ones, there quite a few.
Oh, you should see some of their board games.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah,
I think Arkham Horror was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Token Central.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I really liked that one.
Mm.
That felt very confusing.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's pretty confusing.
I'd only played it once though.
Mm.
Yeah.
So tokens make sense, like once you punch them out and read it in the rule book. And then, the miniatures, like I said, there's no sprue, you just open the bag, get 'em out. And like I said, one thing I liked about it was the bags are reusable, obviously, for your tokens. So it's 2 birds and 1 stone, which I thought was very clever.
Yep.
Nice
Should we jump straight into the miniatures and the aesthetic?
I think so.
Yeah, they're good. Sums it up.
Great.
It's
Use of
fantasy-
adjectives there.
Yeah,
That's brilliant.
It's the fantasy. It's Fantasy Flight. You don't really need to say much more.
Well, they're not pre-painted though.
That was okay. So yeah, good point. That was one of the things originally when they were talking about releasing this game, I just assumed it would be.
Yeah, I fell into that trap too, thinking it would be pre-painted.
Yeah, considering everything else is, I didn't think it was a stretch.
But then Rebel Assault's not, and that probably should have been an indicator.
But yeah, fair point. But I thought that being more literally a board game, I thought maybe that might have been a different thing.
Yeah.
The tabletop ones where you had X-Wing, the Armadas, whatnot, all pre-painted. So I was a little let down by that, but it's not like it's not something you don't expect from everything else anyway. So it's not like it's a huge thing.
Yeah, I'd also say the miniatures are 32 millimeter, so they're
A little bit bigger.
not 28 mil. They're juiced up dudes.
Yep.
And interestingly, I put some of Alpha Bravo Charlie miniatures against them, and they're the exact same height, but they're about 3 times wider with the suit of
Have
armor.
you put them up against a 40k model?
No, I haven't, because I don't have any 40k
Like a Space Marine or
old
something?
orcs. Primaris Marines would be
Yeah,
interesting for the
yeah.
Stormtroopers to see how they scale.
They'll be smaller than the Marines for sure.
Yeah, certainly
The Primaris
width-wise,
ones,
Yeah.
I'd say, but I'm more like the normal
the
Marines.
old ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd probably be it'd be interesting. I reckon they'd be taller for sure.
Yeah.
Because they're 32 mil for a star. Yeah, so I'd say, it's hard because I'm a massive Star Wars fan. Like I love it. So it's hard divorcing the love for Star Wars compared to trying to look at objectively the miniatures. But so the way I would view it is compared to other rival board games out there of the same similar nature. I'd say that these, are average from a quality point of view. Like, I suppose, how much detail can you put into Stormtrooper and how much detail can you put into the Rebels?
See, that's the thing. I don't think there's too much more they can really realistically.
Yeah, I think
do
the
with them.
Stormtroopers you can't do too much more.
No,
But I think even though the quality, it's just like the hands are just they're massive. Go back to the old Imperial Guard, trooper with the big bunch of bananas for the hands. That's kind of what they're like. You sort of think, they're just. It's board game quality is what I would sum up the miniature to be like, which is not a bad thing. It's not.
Yeah,
And for the
okay.
price point, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's you're getting 33 miniatures. You're getting 3 vehicles thrown in for that. So, what's that? You can't complain. That's like 3.
So what do you got? One Walker, 2 speed bikes.
Yeah.
as well. Yeah,
Mhm. And then barricades. Don't forget you got
Yep.
12 barricades.
Yep.
Which are 3 inches.
So you got a bit of
3 inches
terrain there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got your ruler, your guide ruler,
Rulers.
and you got your little turny dialy, not dialy things, but your turn movement jobbies. Not explain that very well.
Yeah. How do you compare? Let's chuck out some other recent releases. Aristea.
I would say on a similar level to Aristea.
Okay.
I would say like G-Dub Shadespire Necromunda surpass the quality of Legion miniatures for sure.
Yeah.
But that's no surprise with being a G-Dub. No surprise whatsoever.
Yeah. Different materials, different
They're
construction.
They're still the leaders.
It's still my Aristea material.
Yeah.
It's very much like that.
Yeah.
Like you can bend them, like
But
Vader's sword or
But
lightsaber.
yeah.
The chunkier.
Aesthetically, they're right.
They're okay.
Yeah.
They're not. It's not super stellar, but
Yeah.
they're okay.
But like you said, it's very hard to do much with
Yeah.
them.
That's why I'd be interested to see what they do with things and you touched on it, about the later releases, like maybe Han Solo or I suppose some of the
yeah.
more interesting characters where they can add a bit more flavour to the.
Do you think the to test the models out really, you're probably going to need to look at the Rebels because they've got more facial features,
But then again the
flowy
hands,
robes rather than the armor.
but the
on
hands are
Rebels.
oversized. The
Yeah.
heads are significantly oversized. There's things like that where you go, yeah, okay, it's just not quite on point compared to Necromunda or Shadespire.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
it is what it is. It's a board game, and look, it is an entry level war game, 100%.
Yeah. We should make it really clear. It's not a board game.
Yeah,
When we've done a couple of board constrained miniature games recently.
Yeah.
This is certainly not that.
No, and I think to people who have never ever played a war game before, it is exactly what it should be and more. I would say to those people who've never that intro level.
Yeah, we might get onto that a bit later on.
Yeah.
What about your components, your cards, tokens, dice?
Oh, that
Usual FFG quality.
Fantasy Flight.
Again, I would say like that's their forte.
That's their brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've stuck to that.
Smashed it.
Yeah.
And I would say that's where the componentry is excellent. Like to me it surpasses anything else in the market, I would say. Like the artwork, the way it's laid out, the detail on it, which is probably a little bit too detailed, but I think that just comes with practice playing the game.
As in how much is on
Well,
cards
you
and
start
stuff,
cards for
and
say
the
Luke
images
or
yeah.
whatever. Like
Yep.
just it's like whoa, there's a lot of gear there.
I think it goes back. We've said this before with Fantasy Flight. Like if you've never seen a Fantasy Flight product, and let's say you are kind of new and you open it up, they can be quite daunting with all the tokens and
can be
dials and everything else. You're just
overwhelming.
like, whoa!
But at the
But
same
if
time,
you're used to board
yeah,
games,
I was about to say,
Yeah.
I had zero problems. I thought they were,
yeah. See, I'm not a
Near
board,
perfect.
I haven't had that board game history.
yeah.
And so when I've opened up Fantasy Flight products before, especially I think Armada
Yeah.
was my first one, you're like, whoa, what is all this?
I think we even had a discussion. We were like, oh, can I give him force powers or anything like that? And
Yeah.
me, without even knowing, said, does he have an icon on the side?
yeah.
And yeah. So yes, you can
So
give him a
yeah,
force power.
you do. The more you get used to Fantasy Flight products, I'm assuming the more you're in tune with looking for these little symbols, and which someone like myself who's not engrossed entirely within Fantasy Flight's way of doing business, you kind of glaze over some of those little
Yeah.
tiny details. Whereas someone like you were saying there, Jacob, you're in tune with it, and you're actually specifically looking for these
Looking
things.
for them, yeah.
Because when we played the intro game, there was a few times where we weren't quite sure about, because there's so much info
Yeah, it's
loaded
yeah.
on these cards, and Jacob would just kind of look at it and go, "Oh yeah, there's the symbol there," and you're like, "Oh, okay, crap."
Yeah, I would say having had X-Wing as my first FFG game, it was awesome. Just all the bits. Like to me, that's exciting. But then following that, and especially when you get the upgrade packs for the ships and that, it was almost to a point of getting annoying. And when it got Legion, I was surprised at how they've obviously learnt and drummed down the componentry for the games, and the amount of tokens you got, for example,
Yeah.
was clearly
I think for the starter box though,
yeah.
I think tokens and cards will come.
Oh no,
Yeah.
100%,
Because
absolutely.
you just said it.
But I
yeah.
guess that's my fear is then
Yeah.
moving forwards is how much gumph is going to be on the board as you play the game.
Well, we might come up to that.
But
later
that's
on as well, yeah.
that's crystal ball gazing, and that's something that
It'd be interesting
I'd
if
probably
we knew,
bet my house on it though. If
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
I would tend to
a
agree.
gambling man.
I'd be interested to actually, if anyone actually plays Rune Wars,
Oh yeah, yep.
and see what that looks like with their
We
style of
saw
doing fantasy
Rune
gaming.
Wars last time we were at Magic Vault. There was a table playing it.
Oh, was there? Oh, this wasn't obviously when we were there this
No,
week,
not Saturday.
No,
Oh,
it
right.
was the time before that when we must have been there for
It'd be
Rory's tournament.
Infinity event, yeah.
Yeah, and there didn't look to be a lot of stuff on the
Oh,
table.
maybe because
But
it
they
doesn't
had-
need a lot.
They
maybe
had
with-
cards, I think,
yeah.
and they were like using markers on cards.
Right.
What were they penning things?
Yeah, like dry erase
So it was
markers.
like a stat.
I think.
I remember that. You're right.
Yes,
Yep,
yeah.
they were. Because I was like, oh, that's a
Okay.
bit interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe someone, if anyone out there that plays Rune Wars, they
Yeah.
can let us know.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
It's definitely a Fantasy Flight thing, and they've brought it through with this game as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, gameplay. Let's get into it. What do we think?
Well, we didn't play the full. It's difficult because it's a starter mission, and I've played 4 games now. We played 1, and I played 3 with the kids. It's difficult because it's not the full game, so it's hard to know. But from a starter out of the box, just to get your miniatures pushing around, it's perfect. I think it's fun.
I think it works fantastically.
Yeah.
It does exactly what it needs to do, and that's walk you through each aspect of the rules.
Yep.
Upgrades, how the command cards work,
Yep.
all that sort of stuff. What each of the squads do, how they do it. And I don't think there's anything you can be super critical about.
No,
Okay.
we pretty much nailed it in that first game. There is the expanded rules, inverted commas, after that. It goes into suppression and things like that, which at the weekend it'd be interesting to play that. I'll be keen to see how that plays.
Yeah, and that's probably something that you need to have in place, absolutely, to bring a sense of balance to it.
But it's super easy. You just, you want to fire your rebels. You look at their card. They throw 1 dice each. There's 4 or 5 models left. You roll it up. Off you go. Or if you don't, you can. And I guess this is where the FFG comes in. Instead of shooting, so you can move and shoot, or you can move, or alternatively, bringing that FFG element, you can move and dodge. So you place a dodge token, which makes them better at defense, or you can move and aim, which makes you better at shooting. So there's a bit of strategy there, and I think that's pretty clever.
It's almost dead copy of X-Wing gameplay.
Yep.
Your evade token, your lock-on tokens, how all the shooting works in that. Like, there's nothing. If you've played X-Wing or you've played Armada, there's nothing new.
Especially with the
really.
range rule, the fact that it's 1 to 4 range.
Yeah.
And the one to, every 6 inches, basically, I think. It's a different range band, and the range ruler comes in 4 sections, each 6 inches long, so you can see exactly where the ranges are. So, it's dead easy. It's super easy.
What do you think about how movement works with your squads?
I love it. It's very clean. I think it's excellent.
Yep.
But probably the best, as far as a squad-based game, best movement I've come across.
So for those that aren't familiar with it, you want to let people know?
Yeah. Well, why am I doing all the talking? Why is it money? Come on, son.
You love Star
You got the
Wars.
notes,
You got
yeah.
the notes.
I've got, just for the listeners,
Muddy,
like you said.
do Greg a favour and tell us how movement works
Thank
with
you.
squads.
You use a ruler. It's really good.
And
There's was it 3? There's 3
rulers.
different types of ruler, and depending on what troop it is, i.e. vehicles or infantry, etc., dictates what ruler you use, and it's a nice bendy a ruler, and you move them in that direction. The infantry, basically, you move the leader. Each troop will have a leader, and you move that guy, and then the rest of the guys basically just clump up around them. So you're not having to individually move everything, which obviously streamlines it, makes it a lot quicker. And I think the jet bikes had a very specific one as well. They might have the 3. And that's so you can't do any weird shenanigans. It keeps everything nice and simple. And basically, the model itself clicks into the ruler. So it's very hard to pull any shenanigans by fudging things here and there, because it does actually click into a specific spot, and you can only turn it so far.
Yeah, I think it's deceptive, actually, because, again, an FFG thing, movement's a big thing in their games. And that's the fact that, so the rulers allow you to move up to 90 degrees turn. So you've got to move forward first of all, and then you can turn up to 90 degrees and then move the same length of the ruler again. So it's hinged in the middle, and I think that's quite deceptive. The troops are different because they can move 360. They've got no impediments, but it's very specific in the rulebook that if you ever go off the table, you're gone.
Yeah,
you don't bounce off the table like in some games. You touch.
That's a fantasy flight thing, rule 2.
it's X-Wing and Armada as well.
Yeah, you a millimeter of your base goes off the board edge, you're destroyed.
Yeah,
and I think the fact the vehicles, haven't got free movement, the fact that it's not like other games where you can pivot your base and then move your little movement ruler. It's very much wherever you finish. That's where your next movement will continue from. So
it's definitely got some management there.
Yeah.
You do have to think ahead, because I know with the Mardo, it used to catch me out a couple of times.
Yeah, and particularly
crap,
with the way the vehicles, we haven't done it yet, that can crash in troops or run over troops, but I can see that, say, an AT-AT walks out of a blocking line of sight piece of terrain and then moves in front of a AT-RT, for example, you're shafted. Basically, either you move and run into it and probably get destroyed, or alternatively you're stuck there and then you're going to get shot to crap. So I think there's a whole different game there with that. But very clever. It's a very clever system.
It is clean and it's simple and it's streamlined.
What about your heroes? Because I have a feeling the heroes are going to be incredibly important in this game.
Oh yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, well, you played the bad guys, didn't you? How'd that go with you? With
How'd that
Vader?
go,
Vader,
mate? What happened, mate?
the Dark Lord of the Sith. How'd he go? Like the most powerful, Sith in the galaxy.
Apparently he's very slow.
Really?
Yeah.
So he
I didn't
so he
realise
didn't
that.
use the Force to gravitate and move himself forward.
Yeah, no. Well, someone didn't. You don't get it in the initial.
In the starter.
This is what
mission.
we was talking about. Okay, let's bring it up.
That was
Let's
probably
bring it
my
up.
highlight of the night.
The choking business, right?
Where
I
Muddy's
was like,
like,
can't I at least force? Like, I can't catch anything. Can I just?
Why couldn't you
force-
catch anything?
Because he's so slow.
He's moving.
Meanwhile,
What movement is
Luke's
he?
just running around ninja cutting everything in sight.
Luke cut his way through 2 full stormtrooper squads.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go after yours. And you're just like, well, I'm just going to run away. And we looked at him and like, I can't catch you.
Because he's
Yeah.
what movement is he?
Oh, well, I don't know what it
He's
off the
movement
top of
one.
my head. It
Movement
was
one.
one. Okay. It's pass.
Whereas all the troops are standard movement 2.
Yeah, it was pass.
But the highlight of the game was where you're like, oh, if only he could force choke people. And Greg's like, he's going through the cards going, oh, no, I don't think he can do that.
Yeah.
And you were literally holding the force choke card.
It's like,
in your hand.
surely he
I
can
just
While
want to
you
put
were
it aside
saying
here that until that happened, my Cherokee, she's always saying, you just do a man look. Like that does not exist. Okay, and I look in the fridge and I'll like ask, where's the butter? And it's like, there's no bloody butter. It goes, and then I'll shut the fridge and get really angry. And she'll open up. And she goes, there you go, you had a man look. And I just never thought that existed. I honestly thought like the butter was well hidden. It just was just impossible to see. It was camouflaged. And then you go and do that on me, and I'm like, yeah, maybe.
Put your
we
whole
all do
life.
it. We all do it. It was just the timing was impeccable.
Let's put his whole life in question now. Yeah. He's like, oh,
Imagine
maybe it's true.
Rudy walks in the rain going, maybe I didn't see it.
Yeah. But it felt like, you're like, surely it's in there.
Yeah. And obviously when you can upgrade him and give him the force
Yeah.
powers and stuff, and you're not playing the starter
So-
mission.
It's hard to rate Vader at the moment because once he gets a few, I think that's where they're going to come to their own, is when you start building them.
But also,
But straight out of the box for that initial scenario wasn't great.
we didn't play missions. That was the other thing we didn't do. We didn't select the missions and the environment and all that sort of carry on.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think, and Big Mike was chatting to him about it, and he was saying he'll come into a zone whenever you play missions, and you just go, there's a zone there, and I can't go anywhere near it because it's got Vader. He just will shut down a whole flank.
He's like a points denial sort of.
It's just like,
case.
oh, I can't go anywhere near that.
Yep.
What I did love.
He did wail on your walker though.
It's only because he walked it near you to give you some.
tried
We
to-
just wanted to
he
see
tried
how
to
good it
run away.
was.
I did walk it directly at Vader.
Oh, okay. So even the walker can run away from him. Ugh.
I felt that it was really good the way.
It's like he's at the RSL, Vader at the RSL. Old timer.
Forgot my point now.
I'm picturing Vader with the microphone at his chin, at his throat.
He's like that, isn't he?
And I'm gonna get you.
With a bit of have you in between.
He's been smoking cigarettes since he was 8.
He's got the Winnie Blues up to the hole.
Yeah, he's got the. Get back here! I want to kill you.
One thing, the other thing that Vader also brings, and I think Heroes will bring the command cards for the turn order.
Yeah.
Because Vader had a specific. I didn't see Luke's. I'm assuming Luke would have them as well. The command cards that give you that buff when you're playing that at the start of the turn. So saying, Vader can activate to
Give him a Vanguard.
things basically. Yeah. So
Give him a free 1-inch
Well, like-
move.
A scout move that he hands up like halfway up
He
the
gets,
board.
he gets an extra inch at the start.
well, clearly that's not going to happen, but you know what I mean? Like that, bringing that tactical element
Yeah.
to taking the heroes is going to be a huge thing too.
What did you
Cards
think
were
about the order element of it?
Loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was really well
Oh, I
done.
was lost at the start there, though.
Yeah, you were.
I was lost. Because
Yeah.
I thought, because what I kept thinking is, if you select it, you had, I probably had Rumble Slam in my head.
Yeah.
I lead with this, I have to go with that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, you don't. That's
So for a really, really quick, simple breakdown is we had 4 units on the board each. And to start with, you'd play a card that says, I'm going to activate 4, 3, 2, or 1, basically. And so the person that has the lowest number gets the initiative.
Can't remember.
Lowest or highest?
it was
I
the
can't remember
lowest
either.
because the 4 card was the one you got to keep.
Got to keep.
Yeah, everything else was it was a one use only
Yeah.
for the game. So once you played it, whether you won or lost, that was it. It was done.
Yeah.
Other than the 4 card, you could always get that one back.
So you could choose, and what happens is that you say if you pull out the card that says you're going to activate 2 units, then you get to put their order dials out, and you can activate them anytime. Everyone else goes into a random order pool.
I think in a big game, like a larger game,
that's
that's going to be super important.
super important.
I think it's a really interesting take on the you go I go mechanic. I think it's really interesting.
So it's
almost
still
like
you go I go.
It is,
it's
but
whether that random unit comes up.
you don't
that
get to
want.
choose a unit. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of in between with the blind activations.
Yes.
It's blind, but then you've got this element of I have a tiny bit of control of what's going on.
Yep.
But it's also you're risking the more units you want to nominate, the less likely you are to get initiative in the turn.
Yeah.
So I
it's an
really like the
interesting
way that's
little
balanced.
Play, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it took me a while to get that in my head. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Because I was so thinking probably Rumble Slam at that point. Like, but I've activated this one. And you're like, no, you can just activate that whenever you want now. You're like, gotcha.
Yeah, it's on a small game like that, it's easy to overlook, but once you scale it up, you go, wow, that's massive. That's a game to me almost right there.
And I think that's probably one of the reasons I had momentum in the early turns, because I had the guys activating when I needed them to, and you were still kind of going, I'll just activate this one.
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, all I was thinking was trying to get the troopers up to the barricades.
Yeah.
Putting them there, and I thought I was just going to march up with Vader and swing the bikes around the flank. It didn't quite work out.
It's because Skywalker said,
Yeah, screw
hello.
In the games I play with the kids, I play with the youngest one against the oldest one, and the ATRT just picks off Vader. So you got this big bad Lord of the Sith, and he just picks off Vader and kills him because
Vader's not deflecting the bolts back at him?
No, he's not putting his dodge on him. You got to put his dodge on him to do that.
Yeah.
He's not doing it.
Well, he needs to.
I know.
What else is he doing?
Yes.
Because is he just moving him?
Well, he's not even aiming the stormtrooper. You got to aim your stormtroopers. No, I don't want to. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's how that's like they get to re-roll their misses, and then their natural ability lets them hit more. You know. Anyway, it's like pulling teeth sometimes. But he wants to come back for more. So what?
Yeah, he's having fun at the end of the day.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So, any other interesting? I'm just trying to think. Any other interesting or different points that we haven't touched on? I suppose there's dice, but they're not your D6s. They're typical FFG
Standard
symbols.
FFG dice.
FFG.
If you've used played X-Wing, you played Armada, you've used these dice
With different
before.
colours. There's four different colours: black, white, maroon. Maybe only three.
White, blue, maroon, same as Armada.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty straightforward. You'll pick up the dice pretty quick if you played FFG games. If not, you might take a few games to get your head around.
Jump on YouTube. The tutorials are all there now.
Yeah. How just the criticals and the bonus pips. What do they call them? The
Surges.
agility surges. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you had the different abilities with the rebels and the
Yes,
troopers
that's right.
on
So
how they rolled the
rebels were
dice.
naturally defensive, and stormtroopers were naturally aggressive.
Which I love because it
the
gave them
suits.
flavour without complicating the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really.
Or any additional. Well, in fact, they did have some keywords. The rebels could, if they use a dodge, they gained a dodge, which I think is a bit overpowered initially. I'm just thinking, wow, that's awesome. Like, that's so good. Why wouldn't you just you give them dodge in the very first turn, and then they would just constantly keep on the whole game.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. As long as you use it.
Yes.
But then they don't lose it. So, yeah, you need to.
That was that weird little dynamic we came up with. It didn't really go anywhere. You just had it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have it forever until you use it, and then you get it back anyway.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter.
So you constantly stack it. Like, to my mind, I would just be constantly stacking them. Yes, you might use 3, but you're always going to get 1 back.
Yeah.
It just seems brilliant.
Yeah. But you're not doing anything when you're dodging, and it's a limited turn game, so. Yeah. Obviously, it sort of needs to play out on a bigger game, I think, to see how that goes. Suppression was interesting. I think if we were playing Suppression, it would have been a very different game. Because I was shrugging off the wounds.
Yeah. But you wouldn't have been able to.
But taking all
You
the
would have had-
shots
yeah.
would have slowed me down.
Yep.
Well, I'm looking forward to the weekend to play a proper game because they do say, I think later on in the rulebook, they do say put 2 core boxes together for a 800-point game. What are you doing, Google?
She just does that every now and again.
She's mental.
She's mental.
So I think in the rulebook it says you put 2 starter boxes together and you knock yourself out. So I think
That's great.
That'll be
I
cool.
love FFG. You know what the next step is? Buy another $150 box.
If that was GW, you'd be like, what?
yeah,
Wow.
what you scumbags? You're taking my money from my wallet. God damn it!
Rage.
Yeah, you so would.
They're evil business people.
Yeah, so would. Well, FFG, now they're cool.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Just so happens we both have 2 sets.
Yeah. Classic.
You are listening to Power Stance Gaming. And now, enjoy some more.
So I guess the next thing I want to ask is, who's this game, who's it good for? Like, who is going to be enjoying this game?
I would say there'd be a couple of different camps. Obviously, you're Star Wars fans, but Fantasy Flight, correct me if I'm wrong, they don't have really a sci-fi tabletop game of like
Yeah, 32 mil.
like ground
No.
war type.
No.
They don't have it.
No.
So anyone that's actually interested in Fantasy Flight, this is their 40k.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
This is to rival 40k for sure.
Oh, for those that are like into Fantasy Flight, yeah, that's their variant.
I think there's enough in it
Yeah.
for it to rival 40k. Like, okay, maybe not factions wise, but from a strategic, like gameplay point, yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
It's interesting that you bring up the factions thing too, because I still think that's somewhere that this license sort of just loses a bit of its shine. We brought it up with X-Wing.
Yeah. I think
I've brought it up with Armada. It's very limited.
They got the Clone Wars. Like, I'm specifically talking about the cartoon series, not the prequels, like the movies.
Yeah.
But the cartoon series, Clone Wars, that'd be sick because there's so much in that. Like, there's so much more than just
Yeah,
the
totally.
like, against the droids. There's so many different factions, and God, it'd be awesome. It'd be so good.
It'd
Like,
be-
that would get me. Totally.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
totally.
yep, I'm with you on
Yeah,
that
because
ride. But at
there's
the
a lot
moment,
more- yeah,
I'm finding it a bit too stale,
yeah,
just with the 2 factions.
yeah. I've always thought you need at least 5 in a game.
But here's the thing: do Star Wars fans think that? We think that because we're used to tabletop games.
Yeah.
I reckon surely they would.
Our
Surely you get-
casual gamers that.
well,
keen
maybe if
for-
they're only playing one game a
And this is
month or
for me. I
something.
think this is where FFG just nail it every single time.
Hmm.
Is it's the casual gamers that don't want to collect every model in the range. They just want to get the shit they like, and they want to go smash out Star Wars games with their mates.
Yeah, but if they want it to, like we we're just saying, if they want it to be their 40k,
I
I'm not
don't
saying
think
they do. I'm not saying
But
they
you know
do.
what?
But
Yeah,
if
I
they
think
did,
you're right. I think because it's like at the end of the day, I can go out and buy an ATST. I'm like, that's like dead set porn to me.
Yeah.
Like, not
Yeah.
me personally.
I
but that's
had
what
one
the
in my
Star-
hands
yeah.
on Saturday, and I was like, oh,
But the Star Wars fans
if
out
I go
there,
home with this, I'm in trouble. But
to the Star Wars fans out there, that's like holy cow, you know?
but
That's
wouldn't the Star Wars fans themselves want, like they know all the licenses, wouldn't they? Then go, oh, can I have this?
not really because they can reenact
yeah,
the battles.
see, I think that's your gamer
Yeah.
collector brain kicking
Yeah.
in, going, I want more.
Yeah.
Where these people are just going, oh, cool, I can get this.
I'll have 3 ATSTs and run a squadron and see how I go, or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, they just won't care. They'll just.
Okay.
I agree with you. I think 100%.
Yeah, I think FFG always pitched towards casual gamer. X-Wing's probably their most hardcore sort of game.
Yeah,
that they
of
cater.
that collectible nature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. But you look at Armada, that's petered off because there's not a market there for it.
There's not a lot of people that just seem to play it.
So,
But
yeah,
then
maybe
are
they
you restrained by
are.
capital ships? Like, there's only so many like Star Destroyers you can have. At the end of
Well,
the day.
then that's why I always say you need another list.
well, yeah, and if they could bring Clone Wars era ships into,
Oh, that'd be amazing. Even I would play Armada.
Yeah,
Anything to do with Clone Wars. Oh, love it.
yeah.
yeah,
Love it.
so
Well,
be interesting to see how they
hopefully
go.
we'll wait and see
Yeah.
what the future brings, eh?
But yeah, as I said, to me, if I have, and I've recommended this to a mate, just recently saying you love Star Wars, you're, dice curious, you want to try out war games,
Dice curious.
I like it.
I like that.
but you don't want to
It's
commit
on-
too much.
It's on a dating app.
That should be in the Oxford English Dictionary, that one.
It's in a dating app. Dice curious.
I'm dice curious.
On Tinder.
Come on and touch my dice.
So yeah, I think it's perfect if you could, and this is the kind of thing that, again, I've said it before with your Shadespire boxes and that sort of thing. Your mate that's kind of comes around and looks at your toys and goes, "Oh, that's pretty cool." You could buy them, the Star Wars Legion stuff, if they're Star Wars fans, and go, "Yeah, paint it up and come around and have a game with me sometime."
Yeah.
It could be a real easy gateway. to
It's
get
a-
in
yeah.
there.
Oh,
The
this has
only
got-
thing that holds us back is if it was pre-painted, it would be
Oh, it'd be going off
perfect
the
gateway.
I wouldn't have had reservations in purchasing it
Yeah.
at all. Like I was pretty much balls deep, and then the when I saw them that they weren't pre-painted, it did kind of make you go, "Oh, do I really want to sit there and do all that? I don't know how much love this thing's going to get."
Here's a question for you. If instead of 33 miniatures you had, say, 10 miniatures aside and they were pre-painted, would that have made a big difference?
So a bit more skirmish rather than like a larger scale tabletop game. But you know what? It never is going to happen. You're just going to buy more of them.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the gamer in you, isn't it?
yeah, and the collector.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And look, I have to say, I haven't painted one myself just recently. Well, it's a Stormtrooper. Okay, Stormtrooper's never going to be hard, let's be
Yeah.
honest.
yeah,
But they paint up really quick. It doesn't take, and because of that 32mm scale, they're a lot easier to paint than the 28mm. So
Yeah,
everything's
yeah.
bigger, chunkier. So you can smash them out real quick. Even the Rebels, it's
Actually,
three
I
colours
haven't-
and a wash.
yeah. I was about to say I haven't touched the Rebels yet, but I looked at them. I was like, "Oh, how's this going to go?" But yeah, if you put those sort of earthy tones on and then
can't go wrong.
and whack the wash on,
Yeah.
it's pretty much because you don't need to go crazy with them.
No, that's right. And even in the rule book, FFG, interestingly, they're almost moving towards GW. They're sort of
Yeah.
saying you had a bit of a painting guide, they had an assembly guide. It's almost like a case of where's the FFG paint range? And likewise with the terrain, they're like, oh, we need this sort of terrain to go with it. And
Yeah.
here's how you make the terrain. It reminded me a lot of GW in the 90s of here's our gear. Okay, we'll give you some scenery with it, but here's how you make the rest.
Yeah.
And I was just like, surely FFG are I was actually really surprised. I thought in this day and age they would partner with an MDF laser cutter to go, oh, here you go, here's some cool
Missed
groovy
opportunity
Yep,
because I was
I
going to
think
bring
so.
I was going to bring this up that I reckon one of the biggest things being searched probably at
Yep,
the moment
is terrain.
for tabletop gaming is terrain for freaking Legion.
Yep,
Yeah,
I think you're dead set right. A completely missed opportunity, and for beginners who've never rolled dice before, and this is the first war game, we've really got into it.
yeah, make it easier. For
Yeah,
them.
totally make it easier for them. It really
But
baffles me.
again, I'm kind of coming at this from another angle, though,
Yeah.
is if you get your box with your 12 barricades and you're a casual, that's not overwhelming. But if you start going, oh, I've got to buy, houses and
But there's
Stuff like
photographs.
that.
But the back
Yeah.
of the rule book, there's photographs where it shows.
It shows you
Okay,
what
it
a
shows you
board
actually
looks like.
how to make like a desert tower type thing.
yeah,
Not like a command post, but just like a rocky outcrop, right?
yeah.
And it shows you get the foam, you get your knife, you cut it, you build it up, done. You
That's
put
overloading for people.
You put
Yeah.
texture paint on it,
Yeah.
and you paint it, you spray paint it. There you go. You dry brush it, and it goes through all of that in the back of the rule book. It's just
Oh,
like,
okay.
why wouldn't you just put a one-page advert for
Showing
some MDF dude out
Yeah.
there, one of the top.
and this
in
is
the
where you
business?
get it.
Oh,
Like
they'd
TT
make in-house,
Combat,
They'd make plastic stuff in house.
Yeah,
but like TT Combat, where they've got great terrain already, and show cool board, and go,
Yeah.
$150, done, or whatever it might be, whatever it is. I just a bit surprised at that.
like
Well,
partnering up.
I
Yeah.
could see
Yeah.
them. No, I can't see them partnering up.
Hmm.
Yeah, if FFG do everything in house now.
Yeah,
Well,
except the terrain.
terrain.
But I suspect that'll come. I just can't.
You reckon?
Yeah,
Well, they've
they've
already-
got to go on the GW route. They
There's
can't.
Wave 2 has a terrain pack.
Oh, there
with
you go. Yeah.
Water, moisture vaporators and
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
So it'll be slowly built on over the next few years.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh, if they just get back with G-Dub.
Don't even have to. There's lots of. But you're fair enough. Yeah, they don't want to partner with their suppliers. That's cool. I think also from accessibility, I just want to. You were just saying, who's this marketed at? Like my young fella, he's 13. We ran through it, and it's typical. Oh, Dad, can we play Legion? Yeah. When did you read the rules? Oh, thought you were going to do that. Yeah, I'll do it, but the rule book's there. You can read it. Anyway, they never do. But we ran through it, and that starter game was like for me, ticked my box big time. When I first skimmed the rule book, I was devastated. Or when I first opened the box, there was no quick start rules. It's a separate thing. I was devastated. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? I'm going to have to learn the whole bloody rule book, then bastardize it somehow to play with the kids. So whenever I actually did sit down and flick through the first few pages, I'm like, oh, you beauty, FFG. We can play in this in, 40 minutes or 50 minutes, however long it takes me to watch the YouTube video. And sure enough, we were. And the kids loved it. I can't see me advancing too much further with the kids, with past that starter game, but further down the track, probably. But right now, it's brilliant. Absolutely gold.
So perfect for the gateway type scenarios.
Just like X-Wing was with the quick start.
The X-Wing starter box.
I just loved it. So good on you, FFG. Love that element to their games.
Cool. Was there anything else we want to chat about? Should we get into chucking some dice at this?
Innovation. Ooh.
Okay, hit us up.
Well,
is this on your show notes?
It is it is actually on my blank piece of paper.
Look at these comments. That's just scribble.
So, do you think there's anything innovative about it? The contents of the game and the way it plays?
The command cards at the start of the turn, I thought was...
That's different, yeah.
Different, and I thought it was an engaging way of...
To sort out initiative.
Yeah. Sorting out initiative and changing up the you go, I go.
Yeah, it's not
mechanic.
the you go, I go, and it's not blind activations either. It's something in between.
It sits in between, and I think I haven't seen. Don't know whether it's in other games, but I haven't seen anything like it. And the way that can be affected by your characters, I thought was really good too. So it's not just a fixed mechanic.
This is going to be like an onion though. Once the cards start streaming in, you're going to layers and layers and layers.
Yes.
Yeah.
But apart from that, for me, it felt very much like a lot of other FFG games.
Yep, it's Fantasy Flight
And
to a T.
I was expecting nothing different.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Except for painted.
Except for painted miniatures. Yeah.
Bastards.
What about yourself?
I think the way the squads move is genius. Like, you move your leader, and they all move to him. Like, we've got to say in coherency, which is range 1. I think it's gold. I just think it just cleans things up, speeds things up. It's brilliant. Like, I don't think it's necessarily innovative because coherency exists in other, since almost war games were first designed. Coherency
That's a pretty standard thing.
Yeah, and leaders have existed. They've just taken it and improved it, which to me is an innovation.
Do you reckon 40k would work better with that?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But the other,
but they've got the different weapons types and...
So does Legion.
Yeah. Yep.
But all shooting's measured from your leader's range, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think also it's important to note that whenever you lose dudes, you always leave the commander last. So if you've got a missile bro and the commander,
Warhammer Fantasy right there,
and you miss out, you take a wound. Guess what? Missile bro's gone, and your commanders, or sorry, your platoon commander, whatever you want to call them.
But you had some choice there with which models you took off up until
the end.
Yeah. So it does.
So I was taking the guys that were out of cover off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a swirling,
which makes sense.
Yeah, melee, yada yada.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would work with 40k, wouldn't it? God, that would make it so much quicker.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
I'm just remembering moving those blocks of 20 Necron warriors.
Yeah, but the only issue then is like your leader moves 6 inches forward, and then
you start
guys at the back move.
You slingshot.
Well, no, you couldn't slingshot because you got to stay on coherency, which is in Legion is range 1. So you can actually slingshot people in Legion by.
But that's because the squads are so much smaller.
Yeah, which is 3 inches, I would say. Range 1 would be roughly about 3 inches.
Well, what if they just increased? Let's say I know this isn't about 40k, but what if 40k had something like it was range 3?
Hey, here's the thing. How about GW?
That would give you more models to be able to.
I think we just
You know
need
what
to
I mean?
play 40k
Yeah.
again.
I was going to. Here's the thing. How about GW partners up with FFG?
That'd be great.
Oh, wouldn't that be the perfect marriage?
Imagine the terrain that could
Wouldn't
come
be
out.
that brilliant?
But then they
Didn't that just
couldn't
happen?
release Dice Masters. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. We should get that.
No.
Yeah.
could do a
You
review.
should get a Tabasco Enema. That's what you should get.
So I think overall there's nothing innovative about it. It's everything we've seen before, but probably in a couple of areas slightly improved. I'd say.
Apart from the two things we thought were innovative.
No, I didn't say it was like for me. It's not innovative. What
The
they've
movement.
done. I think they've improved on currently what's out
You
there.
don't think
No, I don't think it's innovative.
the draw?
No.
The
Oh,
initial-
sorry, the draw.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one because it's it currently doesn't exist, does it? Well, not that we know of.
I can't think of any games that does it like that.
It's a hybrid. So yeah, I'd give you that. I think that's innovative. Yeah, yeah. Because I actually really like that. I think it's very, very clever, and I'm keen to see how it pans out at the weekend.
Cool.
We got terrain for this.
We can take Infinity Terrain,
Yeah. Okay.
or
You got
we can
like
take
desert-
Science Fiction
you got-
Terrain.
You got desert type build. You got your buildings, right?
Yeah, I don't think you need a lot of terrain for it.
No, you don't. In the games that I've seen, they've probably got maybe 8 to 10 pig pieces. I would
I
say.
think if you have enough barricades and a couple of line of sight blockers, you're going to be fine.
So what if we just did a foresty board? I put trees all over the place and a foresty mat
Whatever, it doesn't.
with the barricades,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
almost like an indoor but without a building.
Yeah,
I say.
that'll work. Well,
Yeah.
I'll bring my Cosmica building as well.
There you go.
Oh, there's that. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
That'll work.
I'll throw a 3x3 in there.
Done.
Roll it up.
Yep.
And we will get some photos of this up.
Yeah, might not be painted, but it'll be there.
Hey, well,
it might be
people-
glued together, even. Maybe.
This is assuming that my kids let me take the copy up to the coast, but assuming that they don't know
Who's
the
the
rules.
boss here?
Assuming they don't know the rules,
How are they going to play it if they've never read the
exactly.
rule book?
Which means it's going to go up to the coast.
You play games.
Yeah, it seems to do you all right.
Yeah, but Greg and you guys read the rules.
No, I watch YouTube videos.
I'm like your kids, see?
Annoying.
All right, let's just get straight into it, guys. Dice. How
Ooh.
many throw on, Muddyman?
Oh, I'm first. Oh, easy. 4.
Justify your response. As DT would say.
Justify my response. It's got a good setting. I think most people that play games would enjoy that setting. So it's fantasy flight, so it's quality components, everything like that. The rules are good. The range rulers and everything make it simplified. I liked the infantry movement with moving the commander. Vehicle movement seems good. The only reason I don't give it the big 5 is one, it's not Rumble Slam. No. And 2, it can, I guess, if it's your first game, it could be info overload. Not knowing all the tiny little symbols that have got, because those cards are jam-packed with a lot of info. So you can open it up thinking, oh, it's pretty blah, 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 pretty simple, because there's not, the rule book's not, miles thick. But all the info is on little tiny symbols on the cards. So that's about the only reason I wouldn't give it the full 5. And I guess I'm kind of waiting to see what some of the other expansions sort of do. But I think it's got a lot of legs. I think it's going to have some legs. So, yeah, 4. I'll give it 4.
Nice. Agree.
I'm trying to scale back my my big review, my big ones.
The big ones.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, remember the scale
Because
is.
Rumble Slam really hit me out the park.
The scale is 5 is go out and buy it.
Like
Straight away. You must have
Yeah.
a copy of this game if you're a
Well,
war gamer.
If you like Star Wars, it probably is a 5. And in my comment, I did say probably most tabletop gamers, in some manner, probably like Star Wars. So you probably should go out and have a try. If you're already playing Fantasy Flight games, it's probably a 5 as well. Because obviously all their games, most of their tabletop games are Star Wars. So you probably like Star Wars and you like Fantasy Flight, so it's a good fit. Keep going with the fit. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I'm waiting to see what. I think there's going to be a lot of layers in the cards, and I was disappointed. I was disappointed with Vader. It did disappoint me.
Yeah.
It was very underwhelming.
Yeah.
But I think This is definitely one I'd like to redo.
Oh, I think it's
in a year's time
12
or
months' time to
something.
give it a lot of
I think,
growth.
Yeah, I want to see what the next lot of releases are,
Yeah.
and if there is some kick-ass terrain that possibly comes out, because at the moment it's just some barricades and whatnot. And I think if there's some terrain that comes out, I think that'll definitely throw more. I'd definitely throw more points at it. But to me, 4's a good game. So
Yeah, cool.
yeah, I had fun.
What about you, Jacob?
Yeah, I'm going to go 4 as well. I was very keen on this until I found out it wasn't pre-painted. And then for me, I just kind of went, just one more thing for the painting.
It's another one, isn't it?
Yeah. And it didn't grab me enough to rush out and buy it like you guys did. That said, when I played it, I enjoyed it, and then I was like, ooh, maybe I should purchase it because TSI are doing a great deal for us and our listeners. So, but at the same time, I'm like, no, I'm going to actually show some willpower here and hang on because I am getting a lot of Fallout.
I was
stuff
about to say,
very
Because
soon.
it's not Star Wars Fallout. Then it's
I was
not.
about to
Yeah.
say, he's blown all his cash.
Yeah.
So I'm hobbied out cash-wise for a
It's a lot
long
to have to
time.
paint too, and it's another project
Yeah.
that gets put there, and you want to have them painted because this is another game that you need to have them painted. I think.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, like the models were nice. They weren't anything to write home about. I did like the Duros Rebel soldiers. They were cool. But you know, again, like I think I'm gonna need some cool characters to come out
Yeah.
before I'm gonna get on. So Vader
So who
and
are you waiting
Luke
on?
didn't do enough for me.
What Luke didn't do enough for you,
No, Luke did heaps in the game.
but he didn't fit your theme that you
Yeah,
were looking
like
for.
I would love to get, if they do Clone Wars, I'm gonna do a Kenobi leading the clones. Like it's that simple.
Yeah.
But it's all going to come down to what comes out in the future. And look, if Han Solo comes out and he's got a kick-ass model, and there's some, there's some smugglers or some scum or something that goes with him. then yeah, that could be cool.
What's that? He's been listed as June,
Rebels.
July
Oh,
or
sorry.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not far off. Yeah.
But even things like if they did Endor troopers, like
Yeah.
in the camo smocks and things like
Yeah.
that could be pretty damn cool as well to do.
It wouldn't surprise me because they're doing the stormtroopers in the snow.
The snow troopers,
Yeah. So
So
And to be honest, they're like, it's only 3 or 4 different body types.
yeah,
So it's not like say G-Dub where it's you got the kits and there's maybe 10 bodies. It's not. You've got three standard bodies and different arm combos, and that's off you go really. So it's
yeah.
it's not a big
So-
cost.
But I was very impressed by the game. It captured a heck of a lot of flavour from Star Wars. Looking at the cards, looking at the way the characters acted on the battlefield, like I think it just grabbed a lot of stuff, got a lot of stuff right. And I think that we're going to see that in the future, that FFG knows Star Wars back to front. You look at the stuff they do with the RPGs, you look at the other games
all
they've
your
got
source
already.
books and whatnot.
They've
yeah.
got so much to draw on, and they've got so much access to information. Like I think they're got to be the premier Star Wars.
If only they'd release some more factions to be able to use with that awesome wealth of knowledge they've got.
Yeah. But and again, it's all going to come
Can't
down
fault
to
them, though.
who's going to buy it. Is probably the big thing, which is why I think we'll see cool stuff before we see a range of stuff. You know what I mean? That said, I was caressing an AT-ST in the shop on Saturday, and I was
big.
so
Is it
close.
big?
Yeah, it's big.
I've seen it on the YouTube things.
Size of a beer bottle.
Yeah, they look big.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's bigger than that.
Yeah.
Oh wow, height-wise.
They're
Yeah,
Shit,
it's proper scaled.
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's
That actually gets me excited. That rather than I can't help but add the little extra components that have been released. I don't own any yet, but when I saw the size of it, I was like, "Whoa, this does look really cool."
But if you're on the fence about wargaming and you like Star Wars, then
Perfect gateway.
Yeah,
buy this box.
absolutely. I totally agree.
But
Yep.
for a seasoned gamer, pump your brakes a bit, see what else comes out, and hold on for it. But I can't fault the product other than it's still early days.
And it's going to be limited by the fact of what part of the universe, the IP that they've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, give it a year.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll come back to this in a year, and I will probably have a shitload of shit.
He'll probably run the tournaments for it in a year's time.
I'm too busy running Rumble Slam
Yeah,
tournaments.
baby.
Greg, you're up. What are your thoughts, mate?
Come on, grumpy pants. 1.5.
Yeah,
Here it
stop
comes.
saying that. I'll get a rep, man.
Yeah, man.
You've got a rep.
No, I haven't. One person thinks that, and
I've got a shirt, grumpy pants shirt.
no.
Just grumpy cat. Greg's face on the cat.
PSG grumpy pants.
No.
I'm thinking Dice Curious could be a shirt.
That's curious. Would be pretty good.
What about Die
And
Curious?
put Tinder.
It's got to be in purple.
What?
That's curious. I have to be in purple writing.
He's the expert.
Don't you know purple? Anyway, well, I'll save this for after the show.
Okay.
Yeah. So back to the review because that's
Yep.
what we're doing. Not talking about color purple. It's an interesting one.
What was him talking about?
I don't know. I don't know where I sit with this. So suppose
I thought you would have written it down on your
Great.
your
On my
show
blank sheet.
No, it's here.
great components overall, like the tokens, the cards, like it's that FFG quality, and they've nailed the IP for sure. I guess for me, I think you've hit, like you mentioned, it's the seasoned wargamer. It's a bit lacking, but it is a starter box, right? So I get that, but it is a bit. I just felt a bit sort of deflated, I guess. I think probably maybe the quality of the miniatures probably got me. I'm like, because I'd never really saw them or paid much attention to it until I actually had it in my hand, and then I got it and it was like that's a rubberized board game quality, and I was just like, and then they all kept dropping to pieces because we're using plastic glue instead of super glue, and then your fingers get stuck together, and you're like, "Argh." And then you pick one up and you get a bit of super glue on it, you're like, "Argh." And then you're like,
I only recently learned there was a difference between super glue and plastic glue.
right, how recent?
Saturday.
Right, okay, there's a massive difference.
I just use super glue.
Oh, right.
So not plastic
Okay.
cement. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yep.
It gets past it all then. I suppose.
Yeah.
Yep. So like,
$2 for 3 tubes of it.
Yeah, I've got to go back to get some more.
especially, okay, so I suppose from my angle, I got this, I did actually get this for the kids, so I wasn't going to buy it because I've no need for it. I really don't. I love the IP, but for me, I don't necessarily have to play the IP to love the IP. I like watching the movies. Great, that floats my boat. So I got this for the kids. So when I got it and saw there was the quick start rules, oh yeah, that's wicked, brilliant. Like, despite being initially like, oh, where's the quick start rules? But I was like, yeah, wicked, we can get into it. And then I give it all to the boys to sort out. And then when they start falling to bits, I'm like, oh, come on, Then I had to get involved, and it's just like not what I want to do. Because I'm like, oh, come on, But we all remember our first game when we're little, right, or younger in our teens. And it's that that feeling. But whenever they start falling to bits, you're like, okay, my kids weren't too fussed because I was there in hand with super glue.
I was about to say they wouldn't have really been a part of that.
But had it been like a 14-year-old kid and then started falling apart, I'd be like, oh, and then start hassling my mum or dad to get super glue and then have them supervise you put them together. It would have been a bit of a letdown, I guess. So then when we had our game, it sort of opened up my eyes to a little bit more of the strategy. I'm like, oh yeah, sort of get this. So it's a tough one because as a seasoned wargamer, I want to give it a 3, but from a publication and how intelligently everything has been done, from the FFG factor to the way the rulebook's been put together and the dial little movement widget things, I guess you'd call it.
What are we calling it? Is this the movement rulers?
Yeah, movement rulers.
Okay.
Yeah. And everything, the measuring stick, I think that's definitely a 4.
Can I jump on that rulebook thing? Because I've had an issue with rulebooks recently. They're being terribly laid out.
Not laid out, yeah.
But this one, great, fantastic, can't fault it.
Yeah, it's
And
amazing.
the keyword index, have a keyword index.
Yeah.
If you've got keywords, put them in an index. It's great.
Yep, it works.
It works.
Funny that,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. So I want to give it a 3, but I feel like I have to give it a 4. Does that make sense? Because the componentry is so, and even though I've bagged the minis, but coming from a seasoned wargamer, the minis just didn't quite cut it. But to like nearly 90 or 95% of whoever picks this game up, they'll just fall in love with all of it. It's more the fact that the tokens are great, the cards are great, the measuring sticks are great, everything is awesome. Even the fact the bags, you get lots of bags which you need for FFG games, all great. But I still think it's a 3. But I want to go. It's a 4 because it's warranted a 4. Makes sense. So I'm not really. I'm in between. Can I give it 3.5?
No.
No.
Oh, come on.
Have you ever seen half a dice?
No, I haven't. I've seen little dice. That
Oh,
could be
Brad
half a
might
dice.
have one. Did Brad ever cut one up?
Probably, yeah.
I've got little baby dice that could be
No.
construed as.
No.
Come on. I don't know because I'm not comfortable with giving it either. So
It's a 3.
It's a 3.
It's a 3.
I'd have to give it a 3, I think. 'Cause
You're only trying to.
I'm
You
trying to
feel.
justify it.
You're trying to. You feel bad about giving it a 3, but it sounds like you really think it deserves a 3. But you just. You
wanna
feel
give
like you're trying to give it a bonus point because it's Star
Because
Wars.
again, all we're talking about is the starter box.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I suppose I'll set a 3, but I'll temper that with that's revisit in 12 months' time. So I'm keen to see.
That's-
and you know what? What'll piss me off is at the weekend we play a game and I walk away going, oh, now we know we'll play at a full proper game at 800 points, which is a recommended
Yeah.
play for match play. And I walk away going, oh, you know what? Once you add all the bells and whistles to it, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Whereas at the moment we just played the starter box, the starter game, and I'm going to give it a 3. There you go.
Yep.
Done.
Well, maybe next cast after we have our proper game, when we're discussing said game, you can throw a
See if
throw
it's
a mini
changed my
yeah,
opinion.
throw some
Yeah,
mini
I would like to do
dice.
that. I would like to do
Yeah.
See
I
how
think,
it-
I think we can all do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Mr. Muddyman?
Yeah, full of it.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Indeed,
You're
you
definitely
are.
full of it.
Full of it.
Full of it.
All right, guys, we might leave it there. That's quite a lengthy discussion we've had on Star Wars Legion and other things. Before we go any further, we'll do a quick shout out to our Patreon backers,
Patreon.
including Gideon Lim, Lucas Redshaw, Mr. David Trickett,
Loser.
and Mr. Josh to the Lee, and our newest Patreon backer, Mr. Tim Hall.
Hey.
Good on you, Tim.
So thank you very much for that. I think Tim may only back us because he felt guilty about winning the T-shirt. Not the T-shirt, the box set.
Oh, we'll take it.
But
We'll take your money, Tim.
that's
We
it.
shamed him into joining up.
Your dollar's as good as anyone's.
Although mentioning T-shirts,
Yeah, we've got some new designs coming out.
we'll definitely have some new designs
Apparently,
coming out.
Dice Curious and Grumpy Pants.
Well, I'm back at work, so plenty of time to do some designs there. I do have to shout out to...
a leprechaun sitting there with
Now you're being
grumpy
racist.
pants.
You're being racist.
That's
Conor McGregor.
that's racist.
I'm bona fide Australian. Thank you very much. I don't know where you're coming from this bloody...
Yorkshire.
I did see that they changed all the visas, the skilled migrant visas the other day. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I hope Greg doesn't get
Oh,
deported.
shit.
That'll leave a hole in the podcast.
I could be a foreign
Foreign
correspondent.
correspondent.
Yeah. We'd probably have to get some hot bird to fill in for you.
Yeah, I think we could manage.
You reckon?
Hot birds can do
Yes, but T-shirts, they're selling, surprisingly, again, blows my mind that people are buying them, but good on you. Appreciate it. And shout out to Sean Houston, who come up with the design and hit us up, and I was more than happy to make it for him. And we've actually
Eat, sleep, crit,
that's-
repeat.
Yeah.
become our best seller so far. So
Oh, wow.
We saw 2.
no, more than 2.
Or we saw more than
How
2.
many Toha ones have you sold?
A couple. Do you want to talk about our finances on the show, or do you want to...
No, I'm just intrigued. I just thought we never
Yeah,
sold
off
one
mic,
t-shirt.
we can chat about this.
What about, you got your visa ready?
I only thought we'd never
Got
sold
your
one
passport ready?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about it
So
now.
check them out in the shop, and if you have ideas, let us know. We'll see what we can do. And
And
hit us up on Twitter.
yeah, what's the Twitter,
What's the Twitter
handle,
handle?
Greg? I love this bit of the cast.
Why are you looking at me? No idea what you're talking about.
DT, give us a call.
Literally no idea what you're talking
DT,
about.
seriously, call us up.
Send us an email at
Send your resume.
powerstancegamingpodcast@gmail.com. YouTube channel, search for Power Stance Gaming.
Look, check out the YouTube. Maybe we'll put up a video of Greg on this weekend
Ask Mrs. Google to play
Doing-
Power Stance Gaming podcast on Spotify.
doing his news reports.
And check us out on Facebook. It's the best place to do it there.
And the pink flamingo.
And subscribe on iTunes and Podbean.
Yeah, do it.
Do
and
it.
Spotify.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Gentlemen, it's been a wonderful cast. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Looking forward to the weekend of golf and games and shenanigans.
Up.
Bring it. It's going to be awesome. That's a wrap.
That's right.
Cheers. Good night.
Thank you for listening to Power Stance Gaming Podcast, the #1 place for tabletop gaming and hobby banter. You know you love us. See you soon.